What's going on, world? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Jay, aka Big Daddy Beard. Welcome back to another episode of the Debate Table. Now, for those that are new to this is a podcast that I set up as a playlist on my gaming channel, Big Daddy Beard Gaming Promotions, where we basically talk about a different array of topics, and I give everyone the opportunity to come in as a co-host and participate with whatever the debate is. No matter what the topic is, you guys can all be a part of this. It's an amazing experience, and I hope you guys continue to keep enjoying it as I continue to keep coming up with more and more topics and getting suggestions from you. Yes, you. Everybody that comes in, everybody that supports me, supports the channel. All of your suggestions, I formulate into topics, and we talk about it. Because here at TDT, we talk, we debate, we topic. So that's how it goes. So welcome everybody in. Before we get started, I just want to let you guys know, thank you for continuing to support me, the channel, supporting this podcast. This has been an amazing journey. 4 episodes in right now, well over 500 views. Thank you all for that. Truly, truly means a lot. I can't thank you enough for that. So let's continue to keep it going and keep this segment going as long as possible because, again, without you guys, there is no me. So before we get it going into this episode, let me let everybody know, I will be dropping the link. So if anybody wants to come up, feel free to do so. If you don't necessarily want to come up, it's quite all right. No pressure, no big deal. If you want to stay within the live chat and converse with me and everyone else that's coming in, definitely feel free to do so. Again, whatever you choose to do, it's up to you. Rhyme too. I like that. All right. So let me drop this link for everybody. If you want to come in, feel free to do so. Hold on a second. All right, there it is. All right, so we just welcome everybody in that's coming in before we actually get started. Prince Marquis D in the building. What's good, my guy? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome, welcome. Your boy Leo, aka Big L. What's going on? Appreciate you coming in. What's up? What's up? Nola girl, what's going on? How you doing? Please, peace and blessings to you as well. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Chat's flying right now. Hey, got my cousin in the building, Jordan, aka J Love. What's good, my guy? Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah. I remember. You told me back when I did. I forgot what stream it was that I did, and I remember you came in and you were telling me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Truly am. But at least you're back though, so that's what matters. So welcome back. Hopefully nothing happens to this account this time around. You gotta be careful with these hackers and these trolls and stuff. They're out here. They're like a population, a village. It's crazy. Hey, mama, how you doing? Welcome in, Mrs. EC in the building. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get to it. The topic for tonight is super teams in the NBA. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of sports. My favorite has always been basketball ever since I was a kid. So I've always been a fan of the NBA. For those who don't know what that is the National Basketball Association, which founded back in June 6, 1946 in New York, the Mecca, the Big Apple, the place where they have 1,000,001 stories. So all throughout the league and the NBA, there have been tons of changes, as you guys can see, for those who watch it like I do, from back when it first started till this point, they've gone through so many changes over the course of the last few decades. But one of the biggest things that they've done recently, and it's created a big impact, I guess you could say good or bad, however you want to look at it, is the formulation of super teams. Now, for those who don't know what that is, I'm going to explain it to you. Give me 1 second while I put on my reading glasses. All right, that's better. Yes, that's right. That's right. Fly and flashy all day, every day. Even when I'm reading, I told you, it's the F&F lifestyle. Get up on it. Learn about it. I'm the creator, the founder of that. All right. So let me read to you real quick what it is. A super team in the NBA is a franchise whose roster typically has three or more Hall of Fame caliber players in the prime of their career, assembled primarily through free agency. They may alternatively be all stars or all NBA players, recently or currently. The first super team that was created was when LeBron James joined fellow draft class players Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on the Miami Heat in the 2010 offseason. They were named the Big Three and would establish their dominance by making the NBA Finals in all of their 4 years together, winning titles in 2012 and 2013. James had joined the Heat as a reigning back-to-back MVP and equal six-time All-Star with Dwayne Wade, whilst Chris Bosh had 5 All-Star selections. Although super teams are mostly throughout the new concept, some have applied the term to the 20th century teams that featured multiple star players. However, some refute this by claiming that those players were past their prime and teamed up as the last-ditch effort to win a championship, such as the 2017 through 2012 Boston Celtics. Teams with multiple stats that were drafted by the team do not meet the super team criteria in many eyes. So that is basically some insight on how it is and what super teams are. Now, the question for this episode is, are you a fan of super teams or not? That's the first question. Second question is, if you had creative control over the entire league, would you make changes with all of these super teams, meaning breaking them up, sending players, all-stars to other teams to make it a little more competitive, like how it used to be back in the day, or would you keep it as is? That is the question. You got the topic. Let's talk about it. Let's get to it. All right. So let me just get back to the chat. I want to make sure that I keep up with everybody. I got my Aunt Tracy in the building. Aunt Trey, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. They started all that BS. LOL. Absolutely, absolutely. Mama La, aloha, how you doing? All the way from overseas. Welcome in, and mega love shout out to you as well. It's a man's world. James Brown said it best. All right, so I got a guest popping up. Who is this? Who is this? Come on in. And he's back. Prince Marky D. What's good, my guy? What up? What up?
What up?
Can you can't hear you.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it's NBA super teams, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NBA super teams. Now, I just kind of went through a little bit of a history of how it formulated. But now here's the thing, though. And before I get ready to ask you the question, Daniel, for those who don't know, here's a little history. Even though they said that LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh were the first ones to actually form it, it actually dates back to 1956, between 1956 and 1969 with the Boston Celtics. They were the original super team that formulated. Now, that team consists all throughout those years, it consisted of all-stars Bill Russell, Sam Jones, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek, Tom Heinsohn, Billy Howell, and Bill Sharman. I only know 2 of those people on that list. Half of them, the rest of them, honestly, never heard of them. Of course, that's from, I wasn't even born back then, but honestly, they sound like loan officers coming to collect. All right. But Daniel, super teams in the NBA, are you a fan or not? And if you had creative control over the
No.
league, would you
Yes,
keep
I'm
it
a
as is
fan.
or would you make changes?
Yes, I watch NBA all the time. Yes, I am.
You're a fan of the super teams?
Yes, I'm a fan of the super teams.
Really?
Yes,
Really? What is it about the super teams that you like or that you're a fan of?
they're very unique. They have their own unique style.
Hmm. Me, honestly, so I mean, you pretty much answered the second question. So you wouldn't change a thing. You would just leave it as is, right?
Not really. I'll leave it as
Oh, you will leave it as is?
I leave it as is.
Hmm. Even with all stars, about like 10 or 15, all of them forming on one team, you would still leave it as is?
Mm, somewhat,
Somewhat?
somewhat.
Somewhat. Okay. I feel you. I feel you. All right, let me get back to the chat. My boy Raw, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome, welcome. Got my brother from another in the building, Jules Durant. What's good, my guy? Welcome, welcome. All right, making sure I keep up with everybody. Got another guest coming in. Who is this? Who is this?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's taking a little minute to load up. Okay, so
I'm nervous.
there he is, my other brother from another, back in the building. What's good, Free? Not sure if he's able to. You able to hear us? Can you hear us? I'm not able to hear you. Your volume. Marvel, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome, welcome. Great to see you. Happy today. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. All right, so let me give you my take on the whole thing with the super team before I go down the rest of the list of other teams that formulated over the course of time. Personally, I'm not a fan. I'm just going to be honest with you, 110%. What I don't like about it is that it makes the league unbalanced in a sense. You know, when you take all these superstars, regardless whether they're in their prime or not, when you take them and you put them all on one team just because you're that eager to win a championship, it really makes it unfair for the rest of the league because now some of those other teams that were your favorite, they don't get a chance. That's one thing about back in the days when I used to watch it coming up as a kid, it was balanced. You had all stars going to other teams and you know, making it fair for everybody to get a chance and stuff. Now I just feel like they're kind of taking the cheap route where they just want to build this big team, get everybody that they know, and hope that they'll make it to the finals and win it all. I mean, for me, it's just unfair in its entirety. Make things even out for everybody, make it fair for everybody, because again, that's what true competitiveness is all about. In order to be the best, you challenge the best. That's what Nas said. So, that's how it needs to be. Get all of these people off this one team, send some of these all-star players to some of these other teams and make them work and do their thing. You know, it shouldn't be where, oh, well, if we can't form this super team, I don't want to play anymore, or I'm going to sit out and all that stuff like that. Like, look, there's tons of people on these rosters that are really good, really talented, but they're never going to get a chance to shine and stuff if you're putting all these all-stars on one team and then you got these people still in their warm-up suits. I mean, come on, like it just doesn't it don't fit. And I'll be honest. So for me, definitely I would change that for sure. I would break up those super teams that are formulating right now and put some of those all-stars on other teams so that they can help those teams that aren't that good become contenders for the title. All right. So let me just get back to the chat real quick. But hold on, I got a guest coming in. All right. Who is this? Who is this?
What up, bro? My
What
bad.
up,
Had a
Flea?
little technical difficulty. I'm back in the building now.
You good, my guy. You good. All right. So Daniel already asked the question. You up to bat, my guy. Super teams in the NBA, fan or not? That's question one. Question two, if you had creative control over the entire league, would you change some things or would you just keep it as is?
I hate super teams. I'm not gonna hold you. I hate it. I want to see the best compete against the best. I don't like this like AAU style, like you know what I mean. Let's team up type BS. Like yeah, like come on, like you go and bring out the best in yourself by competing against people who may be better. You might be able to reach that level. You might be able to test yourself and reach that level if you know what I mean. You compete with people who may be a little better than you, but like joining up, like for the purposes of that, you know that doesn't bring out like the best competitor in you. And that's what I like to see on that stage. Like I want to see the best compete against the best. Now, as far as creative control of the league. Um, I would like it to go back, like I understand like this the space and pace type of play we have, but at the same time, I think things are a little too soft right now. Like what I mean, you can't. I'm just saying, like you can't. As soon as you breathe on somebody, it's a foul. Like dudes get to take 3 steps consistently. I watched James Harden for like 5 straight years get away with like taking 4 steps on his 3-point shots.
Murder, basically.
It was getting annoying. Like I would like to clean a lot of that up. They did like start cleaning up some of that stuff this year, but I like to see them go a little further. I ain't gonna lie. I like the '90s style basketball back when Jordan was playing. Even when Kobe was the man in the league too. I liked when the league, but it just got to a point where they were like leaning a little too much towards offense and allowing a lot of stuff that wasn't flying in the past fly now.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so my cousin Jordan is in the building. He said, I personally think super teams can be a little corny, like the Lakers, LOL. It never works when a team tries too hard. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, again, make it competitive. There's more than enough people out there that can become all-stars. And one thing I like about certain teams that don't necessarily have all-star type calibers, because I was actually talking to my barber about this earlier today. You have some of those players that are they're not necessarily A-list, like like LeBron James or Steph Curry, but they're well known. Take Jimmy Butler, take DeAndre Jordan, for example.
Yeah.
These are big names, maybe not as big as LeBron or Steph, but you guys know them. You've seen them in commercials, you've seen them on movies and television ads and stuff like that. They're just as big. They could be even bigger. But I like that, people like Jimmy Butler, for example, how he went to the Miami Heat. They picked up a whole bunch of role players, and they're making it competitive again. And now, look, they're one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, in the NBA. And that's how you have to do it. Ja Morant, who's another one. I like that, he's with Memphis Grizzlies. Now, look, they're one of the top teams in the East. He didn't create any super team. He literally just grabbed a bunch of key role players. Well, they formed it together with different role players who are all shining, and they're doing their thing. And look, they're one of the top teams in the Western Conference. Like, that's what it's about. It's about being hungry. Giving these players the opportunity to go out here and show you what they can do. They got drafted for a reason. It's not like you just pick somebody off the street and say, oh, hey, you right there. Want to be in the NBA? I've never played basketball before. Doesn't matter. We're going to put you in the NBA anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a jumpsuit. We're going to make you look fly and flashy. And you're going to sit your ass on that bench for about 48 minutes, and we'll pay you what? $500,000 to $1 million. Sounds good to me. So come on. If I'm in the big show, this spotlight, I don't want to sit up here just on the bench, clapping. I might as well be in the audience.
And I'm not saying, like 2 great players, a few great players can't play together or whatever. But if it like, say your GM just happens to do a great job, like just assembling a team, like if you saw like OKC, like they just drafted well. They had Russ, they had KD and James Harden all on the same team. But it's not like, they teamed up together, was like, yo, let's play together and run like, nah, compete against each other. That's what we want to see. We want to see the best go against the best, because that's how you bring the best out of everybody else. Like, that's what we want to see.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know how you feel about, well, are you a LeBron fan?
I like LeBron, but I'm not like,
No,
oh my God,
really.
oh my God. Like for me, like right now, even though he's injured, my favorite player is Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, I'd respect that. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I respect the hell out of LeBron, but kind of ruined the league. Let's be honest. He kind of ruined the league with that Miami move. It was just like a domino effect. That's what started all these guys wanting to do that same blueprint. Like, it ruined the league.
Kevin Durant, he was another one, you know, that
Hardaway, I like Hardaway. That's my favorite.
who?
Hardaway, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, Tim Hardaway Jr. He's another one. Again, a really good role player that can go to any team
That's my
and
favorite.
produce. That's what it's all about. All right, so give me a second. I just want to read what everybody's saying. My cousin said balance is key. My aunt said fair. It's about the W. I mean, yes, it is about winning, but it's also about competitive nature. You know, like we want to be entertained. We want to go to these games or sit and watch them from the comfort of our living room and, you know, go crazy and you know, be entertained and stuff like that, especially when it's those games that's down to the wire where you got two really good teams going at it. I want to see some of these players come off the bench and do their thing. Look at even though the Lakers, they suck right now. Yes, I said it to anybody that's a Lakers fan right now.
They
You know,
did. So I mean, objectively, they're a bad team right now.
they're
Like,
terrible. And let me read off the roster for them because a lot of people who don't know that don't watch the NBA. So since 2020 and up to this present point, right now they have people that have come and gone. They had LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, DeAndre Jordan, Rajon Rondo, who's not there anymore, Isaiah Thomas, who was on a 10-day contract, Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore, Wesley Matthews, and Kendrick Nunn, who's injured right now and has not played since
the
they
whole
started the
season.
That is ridiculous. Get rid of half those people. Send some of those people to these other teams. It doesn't make any sense. Gaming with MJ. What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you coming in. My aunt said a different genre. I mean, I get all that. I get that, you know, times change and everything like that, but the competitiveness should never change. You know, again, I understand, you know, that league is going to go through different transitions, things like that. I get all of that. But again, you know, I want to be entertained. What did Russell Crowe say in Gladiator? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this why you were here? Like, come on. You know, you go to those coliseums and stuff. We want to see a fight. We want to see a battle. If you go watch boxing or any of these other sports, we want to see a show. I don't want to watch a game where you got this team blowing the other team out by 50. You know what's
this
crazy?
Harlem Globetrotter type stuff.
Basically,
if I want to see the Harlem Globetrotters, I go see the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, I want to see that in the NBA.
That's another team.
Exactly. And they get paid to get away with everything. They can walk, travel, skip. They be on the floor breakdancing. I'm like, yo, I remember watching one of the games and stuff. Again, I don't know who these other teams are that they play. I've never seen them before. But of course, you know, they always have an undefeated record like Floyd Mayweather. They literally go out there and start breakdancing. One of them, they brought a boombox out on cardboard and start pop locking. I'm like, yo, whoa. Aren't y'all supposed to be balling? I mean, don't get me wrong. I was rocking out to it because, you know, I love the old school. But still, I'm like, y'all here to play basketball.
I remember that boombox.
Yeah, exactly. Jay Money from the Seis Uno Cinco. What's good, my guy? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, everybody saying what's up.
Word up.
My cousin back in the building. What's going on, Trav? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to keep up, so I don't want nobody to be like, hey, you missed our comments and stuff like that. We good. Gaming with MJ, how you doing? Mr. Act Now or Never back in the building. Mr. DNA, what's good, my guy? Welcome in. Welcome in. Got my auntie back in the building, Angie Styles. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. So yes, everyone that's coming in, the topic is super teams in the NBA. Are you a fan or not? Also, if you had creative control over the entire league, would you make changes or would you keep it as is? That is the topic. Let's continue to talk about it. Okay. So here's some other super teams from back in the day. And, you know, I want your take on some of them. Everybody that's coming in, let me know. So from 1970 to 73, the New York Knicks had Walt Frazier, Earl Monroe, Bill Bradley, Willis Reed, Jerry Lucas, and Dave DeBusschere. Again, I don't know who the hell that is. It sounds like the guy that always hits my phone up and stuff when I need to make a school loan payment. Philadelphia 76ers from 1982 to 86 had Moses Malone, Charles Barkley, Maurice Cheeks, Bobby Jones, and Julius Erving. Then from 1980 to 1990 was the Lakers, where they had their big three, which wasn't too big of a deal. It was James Worthy, Magic Johnson, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So there's a couple more, but I'm just going to stop right there. So let me know what you guys think of some of those right there. Now, those are teams from way, way back in the day. People came in.
What you gotta remember though, back in those days, the reason it was easier to have super teams is because there was a free agency. So, like, if a team drafted you, unless they were going to trade you, they had your rights. You know, so that's the team you was going to play for. So that's why teams could stockpile players. You know what I mean? And like the Knicks, like I said, they had Walt Clyde and them. Like Sixers had, Dr. J and them. Like you could just stockpile players like that. Now, you know what I mean? There's free agency. Now players got a lot of power. You see, James Harden just got traded twice in like 2 years. He did. So
I just saw that. Now he's getting ready to go to the Sixers. I mean,
yeah,
which is good because again, they got 2 All-Stars and then they have a bunch of key role players, but at the same time, they gave up a lot just to get him because like they lost Steph Curry's brother Seth, who is really good and is a good perimeter shooter. But now, they got to realize, and this is the other thing I hate about it. I don't like the fact that, they'll give up all these players just to get one damn player, or they do these package deals where now you pretty much give me your entire roster just for what, 1 or 2 people, and then you got a couple draft picks from years from now. Like, come on, like you got to think about here and now. What can we do to balance out this team so that we can be contenders and win it all? A9 said, take it back to the Pistons, bad boys. Exactly.
yeah.
Again, they only had what, 1 or 2 people. What was it? Isaiah Thomas. I forgot who the other guy was that they had.
Joe Dumars. They had Dumars, baby.
Yeah. Joe Dumars. That's who it was. They had them, and then they had a bunch of key role players. All those people that you guys see in movies and stuff that don't get big roles and stuff like that. They just get one line and stuff, but they're still producing. That's what it's about. Have a solid team. One team right now that I do like, and I've been watching them a lot, is the Memphis Grizzlies. I know I mentioned it earlier.
My boy Ja. Ja.
Listen, let me get close up now, so y'all can really hear me. Look at me in both my eyes. Ja Morant is different. This man is only different. He's like what, 21, 22?
Yeah, something like that.
He's only in his 3rd year of the NBA. He got a Rookie of the Year, as well deserved too. But the man's already being mentioned in the NBA.
He's progressing. He's progressing every year. First year, you know what I mean? Rookie of the Year. Second year, found his way to the playoff. This year, you know what I mean? They're in the top half. They're not going to be in the play-in this year. They're going to be one of the top teams in the playoffs. That's how you do it.
Exactly. Jordan said Ja Morant's the point guy. He's definitely one of them. I mean, I would say one of the ultimate ones, like the OG founding father, is Chris Paul. I mean,
that's my boy. You see what he did to the Suns. Everywhere he go, his teams get better.
Even that, what he's doing with the Suns right now, him and Devin Booker, they're another team that I like. Like, they have a few teams that don't have big name people. Well, I'm not going to say Chris Paul is not a big name because he is, but sometimes all you need is just 2 all-star players.
Exactly.
I don't even trip if they have a big 3. But anything more than that, like how I was saying earlier when I was going through my notes and stuff, anything more than 3 is too much. You don't need that. Like, at least 3.
Or like I said, like if you're like occupying the same space on the floor, like that was my big problem when like LeBron went to Miami. Like him and D Wade occupied the same spaces on the floor. Those are 2 guys that's supposed to be competing against each other. They're not supposed to be teaming up. Like that's the type of stuff I don't like. Like, nah.
Yeah, don't team up. Exactly. Thank you, Free. Don't team up. Balance it out. This is how I would do it. I would have 2 all-stars on every single team. 3 at the most, because you got to think injuries and stuff like that. So if 1 goes down, at least you got 2 more to carry the load. And then what I'm doing is I'm emptying the entire bench out. I'm doing all my rotations with all of the different role players. I'm looking to see what works. I'm balancing out everybody's chemistry, and then I'm doing that. And then like that, then and only then you're going to really see everybody work. Because honestly, they don't have the hunger no more. There's a few teams right now you can see are really hungry, like we just mentioned. Memphis Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns. Who's another one? That's the Miami Heat. They're another one. Milwaukee too, the same thing. Again, it's really just Giannis and Chris Middleton, who's now an all-star stuff. And then the rest of them are all key role players, but they're doing their thing. You got people that can come off the bench or people that are in the starting five that are giving you 20 a night, 30. Sometimes you'll have those players who will just go to hell off. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if, they were probably getting it in the night before or whatever.
Like,
but
look at who was a team that I don't get talked about a lot. Utah. They got a couple players on there.
That's another one of my favorite players off of Utah. Donovan Mitchell, Spider.
Donovan Mitchell
that man is different. Let me get close again. That man is different. Okay. Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell. These guys are different. And you know what kind of pisses me off? I told people too, especially about Donovan Mitchell. I said, look, he's going to be a problem. And people didn't want to listen to me, but look what happened. He is doing it. He's doing it. But that's what I mean. Spread it out. Like, don't just pile everybody all onto just one team and think that that's going to suffice. Because it's not. Look at the Lakers. They threw all those people together, and now look, they get ready to break half of them up. They're trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook.
They need to get rid of him, though. They need to get rid of him.
And here's the thing, Russ, that's my guy. He's been in my top
Yeah, he was
5.
my guy. I ain't gonna lie, though. I knew that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, but it's just crazy. Dame is an example of true potential, but suffers because of the talent in the West. Very true, very true. But also, again, that's what I mean. He suffers because they're throwing all these people all on one team, and it's not fair. And now you have to work twice as hard. And then that's another thing I can't stand either. When you have all these super teams and then you're just left with those teams that only have one all-star, now they got to pick up the load. And no, it's nah.
Well, I mean, Dame suffered because he, unfortunately they had some injuries in the playoffs. CJ's been injured. That dude, even though Nurkic kind of trash, but he's been injured. I ain't gonna hold you.
Wow. I mean,
No, he's trash. He's trash.
He's on and off. There's some times I've seen him do his thing, and then there's other times where I've seen him get dunked on by when you get dunked on by players coming in for their first time, that's bad. You're an all-star. That shouldn't happen. Maybe years from now, but you got that one person who you've never seen before.
If he's your starting center, you're in trouble. I'm gonna be honest.
Exactly. Mercedes, what's going on? I got my cousin.
Hey, Mercedes.
Appreciate you coming in. Welcome.
I know. I got the beard going now.
Yeah.
I only had peach fuzz last time she see me.
Right? Now it's like Coming to America, where he was like, Akeem, you grown a mustache. Shuffle. All right. Jules said other teams should get better. Yes, they should. But at the same time,
Jules, get out of here.
Here's the thing with that. It's not even just them. Again, just break it all up. Again, all these teams are good. It's really, again, yes, you do have your trash teams, but that's only because they're not utilizing all these other players.
I mean, it's just guys are soft today, bro. Nope, everybody got a mindset, they don't want to go through no struggle. Guys are soft.
Yeah, they really are. I was watching a few games the other night and stuff, and they called a flagrant 2 on somebody getting tickled. I'm like, wait, what?
Bruh, some of the flagrant fouls that we called, I'll be like, come on,
you tickled.
I know he hit him in the head, but that was clearly an accident. Calm down.
Yeah, somebody gets tickled on their side. That's a flagrant 2. They get ejected. Are you serious? Come on. Yeah. Look at back in the days when they used to go at it, like A9 said with the Bad Boy Pistons, back when they had that rivalry with the Bulls. They were going at it.
Jordan rules. They was come down this lane if you want.
Yeah.
He did.
And those refs, they were calling the fouls, but not as much.
It wasn't flagrant. There wasn't no flagrant fouls.
Exactly. It's crazy now. I can't stand it. You pass gas, you automatically get fined. Come on. I didn't even know I did it. As loud as it gets in there, you did it. I can smell it because you coming over here talking about some you got fouled. Now, look, it's that sensitive now. You know what I call it? What's that group that we used to listen to in Dipset Free? SAS. You know what my acronym is for that? Sensitive ass society. That's exactly what it is. It is, and it's the same thing with sports. Sensitive ass sports.
Yeah,
come on,
it's sensitive. Yeah, shit is soft, man.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. That's why I love my team, Boston Celtics. They have never been a super team to me. Actually,
Nah, they ain't been no super team. Oh, I guess with KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce.
And I was
But
just about to
again,
get to that.
but
I was,
again, those guys got traded. They didn't like say, oh, they ain't call up Paul Pierce and be like, yo, what's good? Let's team up.
exactly.
The organizations made that shit happen, and you rock
Exactly.
out.
Exactly. Now, here's the thing with that, Trav, and I'm glad you mentioned that because they did form a super team way back, and a lot of people didn't know about it because, like I said, back then it was a little more balanced. But between 1980 and 1990 with the Boston Celtics, they had Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Nate Archibald, Dave Cowens, Bill Walton, Dennis Johnson, and Pete Maravich.
Mhm.
And then, later on, they did another super team, which, consisted of Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Glenn Davis, and Rajon Rondo as well.
Glenn Davis, man,
Huh?
he's a role player. Glenn Davis is a role player.
Yeah.
If you got Glenn Davis, he is not a super team.
Right? I mean, they mentioned his name in the notes and stuff, so
Yeah.
those not bad compared to the talent today, though. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, hold on. He's Joel said fewer teams back then.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I was saying. There's fewer teams. There wasn't free agency. There wasn't like the players that had the same type of power that they have today. So the teams. That's why it was more balanced because like I said, players like couldn't just call each other up like, yo, let's team up. Like,
Exactly.
let's do some AAU stuff in the NBA.
Exactly. And here's one thing I really truly love about that one all-star that goes to a team and turns the franchise completely around, like how Chris Paul and Ja Morant are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that because it makes these players work even harder.
It makes the players. It makes them better players around the league overall. You dig?
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan said, like D Rose on a cool team back in the 80s would have smoked the super team back then. Absolutely. D Rose is another one, like that's my cousin's favorite player, but let me get close. I'm gonna let y'all know. D Rose, even with the injuries and all, that man is still different.
He had a good 2-3 year run where he was a problem. Probably the best point guard in the league for a couple of years.
And even still, even though now he's taking a back seat and he's coming off the bench, he's still giving people 20, 30 with no problem. It's the finesse in it. Like that's what I mean. Again,
you sound like a Knicks fan.
Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan. What's wrong with that?
Okay. And you just big up. I mean, D Rose is washed. I'm gonna keep it 100.
No. Jordan, you hear that? You hear what he's saying, right?
He's washed. And I love D Rose, but he's washed.
He's not washed. Not at all.
Yeah, he's washed.
Damp a little bit, but not washed.
No, he's washed. Like he's backing up Kemba Walker. Like he's washed.
And look, I mean, he took a back seat. I don't blame him though, because here's the thing: if he would have been in that starting five, they would have made him work like crazy. See, now he doesn't have to work anymore.
He's saying the Lakers trash, the Knicks is trash.
Last year was amazing.
Last year was good. Yeah, last year was good. You got your little one playoff win.
Look now, you're getting a little disrespectful now. Look, careful.
Just saying.
Get shot up in here. But no, here's the problem with the Knicks. And again, this is what I mean. They just don't utilize their players. Honestly, I blame the organization. I don't know what they're doing. They get good people, but then they make them try to do everything. Like Julius Randle, he is more of a role player to me. He's not one of those people who I would say, okay, you're the all-star, make it work. No.
Unfortunately, he's their best player right now, though.
Yeah, he is. Even though statistics, they say that, D Rose is technically the best on that team. Because the thing is with Julius Randle, he's very on and off. The Grizzlies, yeah. You said, that's your boyfriend Marion's team? Okay. Yeah, the Grizzlies, man, I've been watching them, and what they're doing is crazy. Like, they're playing the type of basketball that I like and enjoy.
You know who else is coming up? The Chicago Bulls.
I was just going to say
that
this
year.
And that's my cousin's Jordan. That's his favorite team as well. The Bulls
Word.
are like they're looking vicious, and even them, they don't
Ish.
have big name
Yeah,
people. I mean, so let me rephrase that. They have what I call B-list celebrities. You know,
yeah, but they winning with these
yeah,
dudes. You dig?
yeah. DeMar DeRozan, he's not a big name like LeBron James, but you do know him. You've seen him in commercials and stuff. I mean, he was in a commercial with Drake and Will Ferrell. So again, he's a big
Ooh,
name.
Drake and
What's
Will
his face?
Ferrell.
Zach LaVine, who dominated
That's my boy.
in the dunk contest, even though Aaron
He
Gordon should
should.
have.
Aaron Gordon should have won that.
Aaron
Aaron Gordon
Gordon
should
got
have won that.
robbed. Let's
Yeah,
keep it a
that's
buck.
my like. I wanted Zach going into it. I wanted Zach LaVine to win, but when Aaron Gordon was coming through with them ducks, I was like, yeah,
Said, oh, you said Ja Morant is the new AI. Yeah, he is. I mean, he's like D-Rose, AI. Um, who else? Who else? He's got that
like
finesse, like, huh?
he got Russell. He got some Russell Westbrook in him
I was,
too.
I
He's
was gonna
like
say
athletic,
Russ.
like a
Yeah, I was gonna say Russ. I was gonna say John Wall, and that like finesse kind of, and Donovan Mitchell too. I see a lot of them, and like that Jason Tatum type of Paul George type finesse, because he's tricky. You don't know what he's about to do. Like he can catch you with so many different things, and then what I love about him is he's fearless. Like he plays
yeah,
like how they played back in the day. That's the thing. Back in the day, they were competitive. They were fearless. Nobody
hmm
was afraid of anybody, even though Michael Jordan back then, he dominated. Still, they made Jordan work. It wasn't like it was always a
yeah.
cakewalk.
Jordan ain't win a chip till his seventh year. You dig? So like
Exactly.
he had to
Exactly.
go through some struggle. Nobody wants to struggle. That's the problem. Nobody understands like the journey. Nobody, you know what I mean? The journey is gonna get you better.
Exactly. Exactly. Bulls hungry, perfect, balanced team. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Jordan, exactly. The Bulls, the Suns, the Grizzlies. I know I'm missing some other teams. I'm just trying to think of all
You
their
already said
teams.
Miami, Milwaukee.
Miami,
You know
Milwaukee.
who's coming up? Cleveland is coming up right now.
Yeah,
They
Cleveland.
balling right now.
They're making some noise again because after
Yeah.
that championship, everybody counted them out, but they're starting to look like a problem again. I know there's some other team. Utah is another one,
Utah,
uh,
yeah.
and that's one thing they said too statistically. They said out of all of the stadiums and forums, they said Utah is the most difficult place to play at. I don't know why I know they said because of the fans, but they said for some reason teams have a hard time going up in there and getting wins.
Yeah,
That's
because you want
crazy.
to put hands on them fans.
Yeah, that too. I mean, but then again,
I
it's
mean,
Utah.
they be screaming some wild stuff.
It's Utah. I mean, outside the team, what else they got besides mountains? Ain't nobody about to sit out there and be like, hey, give it up for the Grand Canyon and all that stuff. Like, nobody care about that.
I
I
mean, I
mean,
might be going up there too.
oh, for real, moving?
No, hell no. For
Oh, I
my
was about to
job.
say. I mean,
For
if
my
you did,
job.
hey,
No, I
I'm
ain't moving to Utah. What I look like?
congrats, salute. You get on the team. Help
No,
them
what I
out.
look like moving to Utah.
You could be the center. You could take Rudy Gobert's spot.
I'm gonna just go see what it is out there.
Oh yeah, take Rudy Gobert's spot and join the team. He's another one that drives me nuts every time I watch. I'm like, what are you doing sometimes? Like, I can't stand it. MTGV, what's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. He said Nurkic is sloppy.
Yeah, he trash. He trash. Hard and soft, yes.
Thank you, thank you.
He can ball, but he's soft. He can ball, but he's soft.
Yeah, and
And
that's
he got away with walks for like 5 years straight.
man, that man be power walking. I ain't even gonna say
Bruh.
walking at this point. You know what he does? You know how you see those people like jog around their complexes and stuff like that? That's what he does. Like, they take those little 3 a.m. strolls and they start jogging and stuff. That's what that man is doing. He's in a jumpsuit and stuff like that, just basically running laps around his complex. I'm like, what are you doing? How are you able to take 5 steps like that Drew Hill song? Like,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, it's crazy. I can't say it. Said the Celtics weren't a super team. I
Yes, it
mean,
was, bro.
they,
Yes,
they
it
were.
was.
They were. And there's a couple more. Let me get back to it. So for those coming in, the topic for this episode is super teams in the NBA. Are you a fan or not? And if you had creative control over the league, would you keep it as is or would you make changes? So there's a couple more. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers from 2014 to 2018, they actually formed a super team as well.
Yeah.
And they
Who guess who was on that team?
LeBron,
LeBron. Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose, and D Wade. I forgot about them because they didn't really keep that team going too long. And of course, the team that I dreaded, the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, I didn't watch. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch basketball for like 3 years straight because of that team. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
The older team was a super team. With the Celtics, I mean, again, they had super teams. I mean, you can't count them out because again, they have just as many championships as the Lakers. Like they're literally
But
like.
again, there were fewer teams, so the talent was able to be spread around a little bit more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Melon, what's good, my guy? I appreciate you coming in. I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't watch the NBA anymore, and that's the thing. I mean, they're still going to have those die-hard, hardcore fans that love it and are going to support it no matter what, like myself. But it is becoming a little uninteresting now because, again, it's like it's starting to look like the All-Star game. Like, come on, And what's crazy? It's like in the
All-Star game is trashed now too, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
The All-Star game is trash.
Yeah, back in the day, I loved it because they really competed. They weren't worried about injuries and stuff like that. You know what's crazy too? Back then, people don't know a lot of those all-stars used to be injured, and they still would go out and play. You would never even know. Some of them would be interviewing, and they'd be like, "Yeah, man, I got like lower back spasms, or I was playing with a dislocated thumb," but you would never know because the love of the game, the love of entertaining people, they were so hooked on that they didn't care. They could have went out there with an amputated arm and still played. I mean, that's how serious it was, and that's what I miss. No, seriously, you haven't seen that one guy that's on YouTube right now? His videos are going viral. He has one arm, and he's like out there.
He's killer. Yeah, I seen that.
Man.
Yo.
Let me get closer. So,
imagine you get crossed up with a dude with one arm. Yeah, you gotta reevaluate your life.
Exactly. One arm Willie is a problem. I don't know his name.
He'll yam it on you. And he'll yam it on you.
And he was dunking on people. I'm like,
and he'll yam it on you, bro.
For real. I'm like, yo, like it is crazy. But yeah, absolutely. Let me run off some more teams so you guys know. Of course, and then 2020 with the Brooklyn Nets up until this point. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Paul Millsap. Even though James Harden and Paul Millsap just got traded to the Sixers. Again, that's another one. Like, get rid of these people. Blake Griffin is barely playing, and he's an all-star.
He's trash, though.
You think now or back then?
No, now. No, back then he was nice. He's trash now.
Yeah, now, yeah, absolutely. But it's like, they don't need Blake Griffin. They don't need LaMarcus Aldridge. He's another big name. He's more of a B-list.
They kind of need him now.
Oh, yeah, they need him now. You know who's really showing out for that team, and they're actually keeping them afloat, is Patty Mills.
Yeah.
Patty Mills has been dropping like 20, 30 of them coming off the bench. I mean, again.
Yeah, but they've been losing.
Yeah. Again, it's just because
I ain't never heard of.
What's that?
They got some basketball players I ain't never even heard of, like Patty Mills.
Patty Mills has been around for a while. He started out with the Spurs and stuff.
I ain't never heard of him.
Yeah, he's dope. He's a real good player. I think he's Australian or something like that.
Yeah,
that's probably why a lot of people don't know about him, but he's a big name.
He comes off the bench too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. These people coming off the bench, they're hungry. So when they get in there, they're playing. Even the one guy from the Lakers, Austin Reeves, he's coming in doing his thing. And honestly, he was like someone I went to high school with.
They trash.
The
whole team trash.
They really are. And it's bad when they're losing to teams that have the worst records. Like,
they just lost to the Blazers last night. Was it last night or the night before? They just lost to the Blazers.
Without Dame Lillard and
CJ.
Like, that's bad. That's bad. What's going on, Lex? Welcome in. I'm a diehard Lakers fan.
We've just been trash.
Yeah. I mean, look, unless they go back to how they were when they won the chip, back when it was just LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then they had a bunch of role players. Like that's what they need to
Golden
do.
State Warriors. Yeah, I'm a diehard Golden State Warrior fan.
Now,
You know what?
I liked them back when they had Baron Davis and all of them, but
So
they
I respect them until I respected them until they did the KD move. I couldn't respect that.
yeah.
That's
But
when I was like, I was done with the league for a little bit when that happened.
thank you, James.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jordan.
D Rose is washed. D Rose is washed. Come on, let's
Not D Rose is
let's be
washed.
real.
So Lex had been a fan since the days of Chamberlain and Johnson and Jabbar and Worthy and Randall's
Kareem,
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Old school Showtime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Showtime.
Yeah, it ain't,
I can dig it.
ain't nothing Showtime about them now. Like you turn the TV off.
They trash.
Don't kill it,
They-
BDB. Don't kill the fun now. They
What?
still got it.
Huh?
I think Kareem still has it.
Still has what?
Still got game. I think he still got the game.
Kareem is sitting as an analyst right now. He is not coming back into the league. Even though a lot of those old players, they've been taking good care of themselves. They look like they could probably suit up again and make something happen. But
And I guarantee you, I'd cross Kareem Abdul-Jabbar up right now if we got on the court. I'd cross him up.
I would too, and I'm not even a big fan of like crossovers and stuff like that. But I'll just hit him with the simple little the little stutter. What's that move? Jules used to always do that little stutter step when we used to play and stuff like that. And then he used to he used to do that real slow motion crossover. He used to catch people. I mean, he never caught us, but he would catch everybody else and stuff. All the role players from back in the day used to call and stuff. We the all stars now. We're retired and everything. So.
Yeah.
I know Jules. He about to be like, man. Look. All right, everybody's just saying what's up. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's another one I forgot about. The Hornets. They're another one. Only problem with them though, they got to stop blowing leads because they'll start dominating.
They too young though.
Huh?
They young. They real young.
Yeah, but look at the Grizzlies. They're young too, but you don't see them. Again, I understand. Not every night is going to be an all-star night. Again, you're going to have nights where.
No, I mean, Ja Morant is like way better than, LaMelo.
Oh yeah,
like LaMelo is nice, but I mean, Ja Morant he's different. You dig?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it again. Ja Morant, Ja Rule. That man is different. I need y'all to whoever y'all don't watch the NBA. I need y'all to start watching Memphis Grizzlies and watch him every night. He's doing something. He never ceased to amaze me. And I'm like, yo, this man is like 80 pounds, 6'3".
Yeah,
he's a popsicle stick. But you would have thought he's been in the league for like 20 plus years. No rings, nothing, no MVP, none of that. I mean, he's definitely on his way to get it for sure. But just the way he's doing it right now, I'm like, man, where did he come from? I need the league to clone a bunch of Ja Morant type players and change just the whole dynamic up for real. I mean, and again too, like you said, Free, a lot of people are injured right now, so that's also taken away from it. But once everybody comes back, like for Kawhi Leonard, Paul George with the Clippers, when they come back, they're definitely going to be dominant.
I ain't gonna lie, Kawhi ain't gonna be good until next year. He ain't coming back this year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no question about that. Because I mean, again, when he had that one injury. That real cheap shot that Zaza Pachulia did on him.
I hate that guy.
I hate him too. Oh,
yeah, I hate that guy.
You realize how I was sitting at the TV screen? I was cringing. I'm like, I almost went through the screen. But look what happened though. He took that time off. Everybody was giving him all this criticism. Oh, he's doing load management. What happened though? My man came back 110% and he murdered everyone and did not say one word and got the chip. So, trying to tell him. Look,
I don't know, but he did blow a 3-1 lead. I saw that.
He did.
Yeah, he blew a 3-1 lead.
That's with the Clippers though. But let me tell y'all though, Kawhi Leonard, that man's different. Look me in my eyes. He's different. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So he said Harden.
Yes, he be walking the dog, yes.
Hey, Jordan, Harden walks a couple dogs. All right. I think he's one of those people that, you got those people that go around like, hey, I'll walk your dog, for a couple dollars and stuff like that. He's taking everybody's that same complex that he does laps around. He's taking everybody's dog and he's walking them around at like 3-4 in the morning and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, oh my God. He might as well just moonwalk at this point. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I got my mom in the building. What's going on? How you doing? Welcome in. Isn't LeBron responsible for starting the super teams when he left Cleveland? And why is everybody mad at Kevin Durant for switching teams, but not mad at LeBron for switching? So
I'm
I'm
mad
glad
at
you
both
said
of
that.
them dudes.
I'm glad you said that. Now I'm gonna break that down. Yes, I am mad at both of them. But the reason why Kevin Durant gets more criticism for it is because
break it down.
I'm gonna break it down so it can ever be broken. Let me put my shades on so you know it's serious right now. So the reason why everyone is mad at Kevin Durant for what he did is because he was part of a team that went to the finals and faced off against Golden State, where they had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, which was their big three. They lost. Now, rather than him just continue to stay with the team and work their way back into the championship again, he goes and joins that same team that beat him, the Golden State Warriors. Now, with LeBron, it wasn't the same thing. He was with Cleveland when they weren't doing too good, and he just decided to just get up and pack his bags and come down here to the SoFlo lifestyle. So, big difference. Again, when someone and when LeBron was losing, he didn't go join those teams that beat him. He just went to a whole nother team that had nothing to do with anything and joined up with them and formed it, and then became back-to-back champions with the Miami Heat. Whereas Kevin Durant went to the team that beat him. That makes no sense, So I mean, it's just like,
even if Kevin Durant would have left, that's the one team you couldn't go to, and have people respect. Nobody's gonna respect that.
I'm trying to tell you, it's real. These players that we're naming, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I don't know if you're a big fan of sports or not, but look, it's serious. John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard, they're different. I'm missing some more people. I know.
Freedom Matrix, He's
nice too. Freedom Matrix, before he retired.
Yeah, before COVID retired me, I was nice.
Let me tell you something about Free, and this is why he is hold on, I'm pointing the wrong way. Yeah, let me tell you about Free. And this is why he's my boy and stuff, and I got so much respect for him as a baller. This man, every time we used to go ball and stuff, whether we was outside or at school, wherever we went, this man would literally walk onto the court with his shoes untied. I mean, to the point where he was about to fall and bust his ass. And ball. I mean, crossing people up, dishing off passes to me for me to score like that, hitting 3-point shots. I mean, the whole game, shoes untied. And I was like, Free, your shoes untied. I would tell him this while we were in the car going up to the courts, and he would just look at me. I know. So you're not gonna tie them?
It was my good luck charm, I guess.
And he would just do that little signature that he always does. Yeah. And as soon as we get on the court, I'm like, please, for the love of God, don't let this man fall. I cannot take him to the hospital right now. I don't want his fans getting on me, asking me, Jaden, why didn't you try to tie him for him? He wouldn't let me. And there was a couple times where I would try to go kneel down and tie his shoes and stuff, and he would just walk off. I'm like, let me tie him.
Accident waiting to happen.
Let me at least double knot him. But when I tell you, Free always had that Ja Morant type mentality on the court, fearless, going at whoever, crossing people up, and for the love of God, don't trash talk him. Don't trash talk him.
I was like Pat Bev right there. I was like Pat Bev out there for a little bit.
Free was like Pat Bev, Steph Curry, and Ja Morant all into one. Do not trash talk this man. I mean, I remember, who was that one guy that we were playing? And he was guarding you, and he kept giving you a hard time, and you were just trashing him. And after that, I don't think we ever saw him again. He was the one with the hat. He was at the hat.
We used to see him all the time, but yes, he stopped trash talking me after that.
We saw him, but he was always on the other side of the park. I mean, it's that bad. L2, what it do? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome. Patty Mills is fire. Yes, he is. And again, that's all I'm saying. It's just get some of these role players. Sometimes they're better than the all-stars. Sometimes they come out and really show out and drop 40, 50 like it's nothing. They're making some of these all-stars look bad and kind of rethink, hold up. Again, Austin Reeves from the Lakers when he had that game-winning shot. I mean, again, he's not, as good as LeBron and stuff like that, huh?
He trash.
I mean, I thought he did his thing in that one game.
In that one game, yes.
Yeah, well, maybe 2. I think he's, but again, he's a solid enough player where guaranteed he's going to give you at least 15, 20 points, unless they have a bad night, which is understandable. But I mean, it happens though. So, let me just make sure I'm keeping up with everybody. But let me see if there's any other teams. Now, there were failed super teams as well. For those who don't know, I know they had one
We
with.
just saw the Brooklyn Nets fell like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even the Lakers right now, that's a failed experiment. That's more like an atomic bomb. But there's previous teams, that didn't last very long, and they tried to form them into super teams, but it just didn't work. For example, the Los Angeles Lakers, right after they had that three-peat, what they tried to do is, I think when Shaq was on the verge of leaving, actually it was around that time that Shaq and Kobe were having their beef and their issue, and then Kobe had
They
that
brought Karl Malone and Gary Payton, right?
Yeah, and that did not work.
Well, I mean, they got to the finals. I'm not gonna lie, but the feud between Shaq and Kobe like ruined things because if you watch that final, Shaq was dominating, but Kobe was taking, may he rest in peace. I want to talk bad about him, but Kobe was taking some horrible shots the whole series, and it just ruined the whole game for the Lakers.
Yeah, he wasn't in his right mindset at that time because he had a lot going on and stuff like that, But again, rest in peace because I mean he's another one. Kobe,
he was different.
He was different. We just gonna leave it at that. Jordan, all of them. But let's all agree to disagree. Okay, Kobe was the next closest thing to Jordan. We can.
He was the GOAT.
He definitely was.
Jordan was the GOAT. Jordan was the GOAT, but then
Jordan was the GOAT and Kobe was baby GOAT because the stuff I used to see Kobe do, I was watching highlight tapes, back when I was doing my research and everything ready for this episode. I was just watching clips and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, like this man really is like a snake. Like, I mean, I'll never forget that one game where he did that reverse windmill on the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was Kevin Garnett and Joshua Mastarovich. And he almost broke his hand because they asked him after the interview and stuff. They like, we saw you holding your hand. Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I hit it real hard going against the rim. But I'm like, oh my God. And these guys are 7 foot. Kobe's what, 6'6"?
Yeah.
Different.
Killed them with that.
And fearless. Jordan, all these guys, fearless. That's what I want. I want these players to go back to having that dog, that animal. You got to be starving like a homeless person, hungry. For real. You ever like see those homeless people that are real hungry? If you like walking down the street, you eat something halfway, you toss it in the trash, they going right after it, and they gonna look at you while they eating. And like, yeah, leftovers. It's real. It's real, So I'm just saying that's why you gotta eat your food. Because if you don't eat your food, they gonna eat it. They gonna show you. I remember one time, one time I was this is back when I was in college going to New York, and I had some Popeyes chicken, and I was walking down the street. I was here to get on the train to come back to Jersey, and I saw a couple of homeless people like I'm like destroying the chicken and stuff like that, and I saw how they were looking. I had to like strip it down to the bone. I literally saw them go in the trash and try to pick it out. They literally put it right back. And I just looked at them like, sorry, I was hungry. Now, again, I'm hungry.
They should have known following you.
Exactly. But I'm hungry. I'm going to eat. I'm going to rephrase it. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to eat. EAA, not EAT. EAA. Got to eat. That's the same thing with these players. Y'all got to eat. Eat. For real. If you hungry. Look, I'm telling the truth. Y'all know it. AI is still the baddest ever in history. Oh, of course. I mean, AI was AI. He was one of those impact players. I mean, we all know that. Yes, sir. Hard to duplicate that talent.
I know it's kind of familiar. Like Allen Iverson.
Yeah, AI. Everybody knew him as AI, or his rap name Jules, which we don't speak of because that was just an abomination.
Man, why are you hating on it? That song was alright, bruh.
So
that song was alright, man. You wild.
No, it wasn't.
You wild, man. You wild.
I didn't know Allen Iverson could rap.
We had that discussion.
He can rap. Yeah, he can rap. Got bars. I ain't gonna say for days, but he got bars.
Yeah, so do prison cells. But
bars.
Yeah. Kit Kat has bars. One busy mama, what's going on? Welcome in. So yes, everyone that is joining in, the topic of conversation is: are you a fan of super teams in the NBA? For those who watch it, if you do, if you don't. Also, if you had creative control over the entire league, would you change things or would you leave it as is? I think we need an NBA team out here in Vegas. We have a college basketball team, but not an NBA. I mean, you know what though? Lex? Like you have a lot of surrounding teams. So I think that's probably why they're not.
Do
really
we need a team in OKC? Move OKC to Vegas. How about that?
That could be a good thing. But I mean, I like that because I mean, you don't really hear a lot about Oklahoma. So I mean, you got to think about it. A lot of these places that aren't big names, that's all they have. So I wouldn't necessarily move.
They got college football. They'll be good.
But I'm talking about like big name like NBA, NFL and stuff like what Vegas has the Raiders now, which is that's good.
Yeah, that's all they got.
Yeah, basically. Besides the strip and stuff like that. But honestly, I think California has like 4 or 5 NBA teams. Take one of those teams and put them in Vegas. But now here's the question though: which team, Lex, if you were to take one of those teams from California, which one would you bring over to Vegas?
Probably the Clippers.
Yeah, you know what? Because I don't think they play in the same stadium anymore because they changed it now. Isn't it the cryptocurrency or something like that stadium?
No, they're still playing the same stadium, but they're building their own stadium.
They are. They should take them, like you said, they should take them over to Vegas. That would be a good look for them. All right, let me baby goat. How come no one is talking about LeBron James being the biggest scorer of all in the NBA? Let's give him his.
I'm done with LeBron. LeBron. He ruined the league.
Yeah, I am. Listen, I'm not a diehard LeBron fan. I am a fan, but we're not discrediting what he did. We know.
I respect him, but he ruined the league.
Yeah, he definitely has. And now that same league that he ruined, that league is ruining his haircut because oh my god, that man needs to go bald. Oh
yeah.
You know what I hate too? I hate when they zoom in on it. Like when he when he does one of those dunks and he kind of stands over and everybody starts shooting, regardless whether
his hairline is receding,
home or away. Huh? What happened, dude?
His hairline is receding.
Listen, that hairline is different. It's different.
I'm not messing with you, yeah.
Oh, for real. Yeah, but like I said, I hate when they zoom in on it. Like when he dunks, and then like I said, when he's looking over the crowd and everybody's cheering and going crazy, and the announcers are all crazy. Oh, LeBron counted in the foul, and then they zoom in. I'm like, no, don't zoom in on that. We don't want to see that. I can't cheer for that. That man needs to go bald. But no, I'm not discrediting LeBron. Like I said, yes, he's going to go down as one of the greatest and all that stuff like that. Even though I'm really tired of all these Jordan LeBron comparisons. Like, there's no comparison.
It's ridiculous. It's like it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, he's played how many years? He's on his 19th year. He's in his 19th year.
Oh, 19th or 20th?
19.
19. Okay.
How many rings he got?
4.
4, exactly. I mean, like, I rest my case. Like, stop it.
I'm with what he said.
Stop it.
Jordan took 2. He took 2 a year and a half off.
Look,
he said, I need a break. I'm gonna come back and repeat, and then I'm good.
Listen,
come on,
Jordan. It's different. Any person that can do back-to-back three-peats like it's nothing. I mean, the man did a three-peat. He took a break for a little bit. He came back and did another three-peat. And I know people might try to say, the Bulls were a super team, but technically they really weren't because Rodman, he came in during that second three-peat.
The second three-peat, yes.
He was a B-list celebrity. He's somewhat in between A-list at this point, but he came in as, more like a B-list and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But again, they had good role players. They were just a good, balanced team.
And I always, this is one of the things I always tell people. If you would have gave Michael Jordan in his prime, D-Wade and Chris Bosh, you think he's losing 2 finals?
Oh, no.
No. You think this man's losing 2 finals with those 2 players? Like, come on, bro.
No. And that's the thing. And that's why I respect, Jordan and all of them and stuff like that, because he didn't just call it quits and give up. he kept elevating and working harder. And not to mention, he won those championships around a time where it was balanced and you had a lot of competitive teams like the Utah Jazz, the Lakers. I mean, he went up against the best of the best and dominated. No sensitive fouls, no getting tickled, no gas being passed and all that other BS and stuff like that. He was really going up against him. Even that rivalry he had with like what Anon said with the Bad Boy Pistons, even when he went up against them, that was a dog fight. And again, he lost, but he came back and won. And one other thing I love about Jordan, I'm gonna always respect him for this, is he took everything that everybody said personal and he used that. And so, like, exactly. So it's like if you said something last season about him, if you talked about his mom, he came back next season like, I remember you was talking about my mom. Watch this, and did it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me mention one other thing. This is why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. When that man went on a press conference right before the game started, I think it was the playoffs. I'm not sure which team he was playing. They asked him something. He said, "We're going to win." He said, "What?" He's like, "You heard me. We're going to win." And did they not win? I mean, it was a tough game, but they still won. For you to say that before the game starts and do it, you the GOAT. Come on.
Yeah.
Can people say that now? LeBron can't go out there and say, "Yeah, we're going to win." Jordan said it and said it confidently too, like, "We're going to win." So, like I said, Jordan is the he's the GOAT. Come on. Name one person. Name one person that can go in a press conference and say that and actually do it too. I mean, come on. Hands down, the best. It's going to be a versus battle with T-Mac and AI highlights. I think they're trying to go in that direction too. Ron Tracy said, "How did he ruin the league? How did LeBron ruin the league? Because of that whole super team thing. It's like
he ruined the league."
And that's the thing. Right now, LeBron is like the talk of the town, no matter what. Even when he's not playing and stuff, they still find a way to mention him. I don't know if you guys watch those analysts, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They have a show on YouTube and stuff. It's called Skip and Shannon Undisputed. Actually, no, I think it's on the F1 network or something. One of those.
That's FS1. Yeah, FS1.
Yeah, thank you, Free. Literally, I swear, I love their segment because, Shannon Sharp is hysterical. But damn near every segment they're talking about LeBron. It could be two different teams playing, and they'll find a way to mention LeBron. I'm like, yo, come on. Like, LeBron is good. But
Skip.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I think they had one where I think Ja Morant dropped like 50 points or something like that. And here they go bringing LeBron into it. Like, what does LeBron have to do with this? Y'all talking, the segment is supposed to be about Ja Morant and his dominance and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, like, come on. Like, he's not the only damn person in the league. It's not like every team is a bunch of LeBron clones with half their hair missing and stuff like that. Like, come on. Stop. It's crazy. But yes, to answer your question, Tracy, he ruined it by doing that whole super team in today's generation. Because like I said, back then, all of those players that I mentioned in my notes and in those teams and stuff like that, yes, they had super teams, but again, it was more balanced because a lot of those people came and went. And like Free said, there was no free agency back then. So, people were getting traded and really didn't have a choice. Now it's different because they can basically choose where they want to go. And if they're not satisfied, they'll just be like, well, I'm not going to play. And I think that is so corny. Like, come on, you get paid millions of dollars. Play.
Yeah, like I don't mind players having more power. Like, owners having all the power isn't right. I'm just saying I don't want guys to be soft and uncompetitive. That's what I don't like seeing in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. Lady V in the building with him. It's just 20 minutes in his ish. It's gonna be longer than 20 minutes. I appreciate you coming in though. Welcome. Said I don't think he ruined the league twice. No, he didn't. Yeah, he definitely ruined it because ever since he did that, look at it. Everyone started following his footsteps. Golden State, the Brooklyn Nets, even now that he's with the Lakers and stuff. He grabbed all those people, Anthony Davis and all of them and stuff like that. Carmelo Anthony. Even though Melo said that he wanted to play with him, for a while, and they was actually supposed to play back when they formed a super team with the Miami Heat. The only reason Carmelo Anthony didn't do it is because he wanted more money. He was being greedy at the time. But even him now, you see, he's kind of taking a back seat because he realizes he's not the same player that he used to be.
Yeah, he washed.
Yeah. I don't say he's washed.
He's washed.
Look, like I said, I'll say damp. Little bit of wetness, but I won't say
he's not playing another year. Like this is last year. He's retired.
You think that's it?
I mean, he might. I don't know. If he does it, that'll be a sad story.
How about taking a break and going to another sport? Well, the NBA is the only league that is doing super teams. Like the NFL and all the other sports, they don't do super teams. Because again,
I guess baseball does, but I don't watch that. So
yeah, I fall asleep every time with baseball. It's just too long. It's too many
Like some
innings.
OGs.
I mean, it's boring when the commentators aren't even as exciting. Like that's the thing about the NBA. Those commentators, they be hyped up. I'll be like, if I like doze off or something from eating and catching the itis, it's like you're watching the game and stuff. They do something crazy. You wake up like, oh wait, what I missed? Especially like Marv Albert and who's the other one? He's still going. I forgot his name. He's always with Reggie Miller. I know you know who it is, Free. What's his name?
Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan, yeah. Because sometimes I can't tell him and Marv Albert. I'm like, damn, they sound the same. I'm like, are they?
Yeah, he's a Marv Albert clone. That's but I respect him. He's a good commentator.
Oh yeah, he is, because he definitely gets me hyped up and stuff like that. And I'll be falling asleep like, oh, what I miss? Thank God, for technology now I can rewind stuff. But Rodman came from Detroit. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, it's nothing wrong with it. Like I understand players getting traded and don't have a choice. Like that's cool. That's understandable. But these players that get creative control from these organizations and just choose to like, okay, I'm going to go here. There's nothing you can do about it. If you don't give me what I want, I'm not playing. Like Ben Simmons from the 76ers.
Oh, that was the weakest. That's the weakest move. Oh, don't get me started on Ben Simmons, bro. Don't get me started on that, man.
It's just insane.
That was the weakest move. Like, bro, like you was afraid to take a layup in a playoff game, and then you get mad at the coach and Joel Embiid for calling you out on it. Like, bro, how about you learn how to shoot? Nobody call you out. How about that?
What does his hairline have to do with his skills? Nothing. I'm just. It's funny because, like I said, every time they zoom in on it, I cringe.
His hairline is different. It's different.
It is different. Like somebody get that man some motor oil or Sharpie, something jet black that can like restore it. I mean, the man is what? He's damn near a billionaire. Come on, you can do something. If you ain't gonna do something, go bald. Jesus, like seriously. But I'm just joking. He said, nah, bro. Rodman was A1. No. He was. But I'm saying, he really didn't start getting more of his recognition until, that second three-peat with the Bulls and stuff like that. That's when people really started paying more attention to him. I mean, like I said, he was always a dog.
No, he was good. He was a big piece of the when Detroit won their back-to-back ones.
Yeah, I'm just saying from like a popularity standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, he started becoming more of a celebrity after that, but because again, as he started to make his way further into the league and stuff like that, you started hearing him more. I mean, you knew who he was, but he was one of those players that you just didn't pay a whole lot of attention to. But he produced. He definitely did his thing. He may not have been the biggest scorer, but he did everything else on the defensive end, the rebounding and stuff like that. Like he made like his presence was there. So, definitely got to give him credit for that one. Jordan and I were schoolmates playing at the same gym. You for real? Wow. I didn't know that. Dr. J was dangerous on the court. Yeah. I mean, that's Dr. J. I mean, that's,
schoolmates.
OG right there. Scottie Pippen, another one. Again, a big name who produced. Even though they tried to treat him like he was just a role player, but Scottie Pippen was all around.
He was one of the best players in the league.
Oh yeah,
to ever play. Yeah,
Scottie.
Michael Jordan were Batman and Robin on the court.
Of course, and that's the thing. Scottie made you work. It wasn't like okay, you just gonna go in there and just do whatever. Like he was doing it. I mean, dunking on people, scoring left and right, dominating on the defensive end. Again.
Same as what's his name? Same as Shaquille and Kobe. They were Shaq they were Batman and Robin on the court too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having, that two-man dynamic duo and stuff like that. a dynamic duo and really good role players on and off the bench. That's what you need to have a balanced team. You do that, you're going to go far. Even if you don't necessarily win the championship that year, you're going to elevate and do your thing. So that's what it's about. Just balance it out. Like right now, I'm glad that they're starting to wake up and see that they're not doing as many super teams. They're starting to break up the Brooklyn Nets, which is good. They're going to eventually break the Lakers up. It's only a matter of time. Like, I
don't know if it's going to happen this year because the trade deadline passed already. So
oh yeah, it did.
They
But
just got to rock out.
But when it comes to the money, which the NBA has tons of, you'll see those surprise trades just out of nowhere and stuff like that. So I won't be shocked if you see breaking news on ESPN and within a couple of days or so that someone just got traded to so and so or whatnot. But yeah, that's what they need to do. They just they need to just destroy and rebuild, break up all these super teams, and just start fresh again. Take all-stars from all over the league, send them to different teams, and let them rebuild. I mean, again, if Chris Paul could go to the Suns, who were bad, I mean, I'm talking about like 6-54, that type of record. If he can go and turn them around to now becoming contenders and having
That's
the best record in the league now,
he went to the young boys and he showed them how to do it. He don't gotta, trade away the young boys, and that's what LeBron tried to do. Trade away the young boys so he could get. And look what's happening to him now.
Yeah, and it's backfired. And every loss, he loses a strand of hair.
I'm not fucking with you.
I'm just saying. Look, every bad loss, the more he loses, the more hair goes. I mean, it's to the point it looks like a crater just landed. Like meteor just dropped right here, and it just formed a permanent crater that you can't even try to cover it. I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Look, aren't they on like they're like a 7-game losing streak right now?
Yeah.
And they lost recently and didn't even have Russell Westbrook playing.
Word up.
So that's bad. Again, Anthony Davis is bad, but even still, it's just like
this man is taking Anthony Davis right now. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's taking 10 shots in the game.
The problem is that the league is not owned by the brothers. Yeah, very true. Because I'm glad you said that, because I think if they had more black owners and stuff like that, I think it would definitely be way more competitive, because they would balance it out to where they're like, look, let these people play. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked that question. If you had creative control, would you change things around? Me, definitely. Every team would consist of at least 2 all-star caliber players and role players. And I would make a rule so that everybody gets play time. Like no one is still sitting in their warm-up suit. It's just like, what are you there for? You might as well go home. And then of course you can't leave, because if you do, you get fined unless you get ejected, which is ridiculous. Let these guys play. Like, I mean, get them so hyped up to where they break out their suit and they go out there and they drop 20 points or whatnot. And again, like I said earlier, some of these role players are really good and they want a ball. They want to get out there and play and do their part. But it's like they're never going to be able to if you don't give them the chance and stuff, because you want to bring all these all-stars and think that that's going to suffice. It's not going to work. Look at the Lakers right now. They got all these people that they don't need. DeAndre Jordan, he needs to go. He's barely playing. I don't know if I would keep Dwight Howard. I mean, they need a center, so I would probably keep him. I would say
Dwight Howard, he was. Like I said, I haven't watched a ton of Lakers games, but he was like a big part of their championship run when they won the championship last time.
She said he working for the man. All right, Trey, I can't stand you. You are too funny. But yeah, I mean, they like right now with the Lakers. Let me go back to that roster. They got rid of Rondo. They traded him. They don't need Kent Bazemore. Like he's
not doing much for them right now. Malik Monk is the only one that they signed in the offseason that's really. Who's this? Of course you are.
Look, listen, I'm a fan too. I'm not a diehard.
I'm not a fan. Nah,
I mean,
forget LeBron. He can kick rocks.
I ain't say all of that. I'm just saying I'm not a diehard fan, but like I'm not
ruined the league.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like I said, I like him. But, I can't, rock with this whole super team thing that he's doing and stuff like that. I mean, like he's he's got to go back to how he was when he first came in the league and he was hungry and stuff like that. Him trying to just take this cheap route is not working.
Right.
And then
Let me tell you how scared LeBron is to lose. He didn't even want to enter a dunk contest. Like, come on.
yeah, John Morant is ready to enter the dunk contest. And even he said, they were asking him, they said, what would it take for you to enter the dunk contest? He said they have to go back to being hungry. They got to make it entertaining, give them a show. The same way Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon did. Yeah, my fault, sorry. The same way Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine did when they had that classic epic dunk contest, which I still watch to this day. That's what it needs to go back to. Even like that, like the dunk contest is the same way. People aren't hungry no more. Go back to having stomach pains, growling. I mean, where it sounds like an instrumental is going on in your stomach.
Yeah.
For real. Go back to that. And I'm telling you, you're gonna see a whole nother breed of animal. Like that's what it needs to be, and that's what has to happen.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire because he made all the right moves. Yeah.
No, he's a billionaire. I mean, he's a good businessman. I respect LeBron. Don't get me wrong. I've been trashing him. I respect him. But
I don't respect. Yeah, absolutely. What Free said.
But there's certain things that I can't jive with. Like, you know what I mean? When it comes to sports is about competition. And like, he just doesn't embody that competitive spirit that I appreciate.
Yeah, Danny Ainge. Just to add to what Free said, absolutely. Even that Space Jam, that was an abomination. He shouldn't have done that. Like, no, they should have just left it.
I couldn't even finish it.
You didn't like bad.
This one was not for me.
I'm
not gonna lie, if you watch the original Space Jam,
he wanted to be the next Jordan.
I mean, that honestly, that just proves it right there. Like, they trying to keep doing that whole Jordan and LeBron comparison. No, it's not, because the first Space Jam was good and it made sense. This one didn't make any sense.
You thought the first Space Jam was good?
I thought it was good.
I tried rewatching it. I was like, I don't know, this wasn't that great.
That came out when I was born. I was born 1996.
I loved it when I was a kid. I was like, yo, this is like the greatest movie ever. Maybe, I don't know.
You know what?
I'm an adult now.
I'll put it like this, Ree. Watch Space Jam 2 and call me in the morning. You're going to be like, okay, yeah.
I saw some of this. I was like, I can't even finish this. Like, I'm not even going to sit through any more of this.
Space Jam 2 literally is the epitome of what's going on right now in the league. The Super Teams. And they did the exact same thing in Space Jam 2. Exactly. What's his name? What's his name? Don Cheadle. He literally, what was his name in the movie? Algae Rhythm. He literally went and grabbed all of these NBA players and give them all these super abilities and stuff and formed a virtual super team. He did the exact same. I'm like, yo, like this is exactly what's going on in the league right now. He formed a super team and look what happened. They lost. I mean, again, it's just like, come on. As long as Vegas is in it, things will always be this way. Yeah, Clyde Drexler. What's going on, Josh? Ski in the building. Appreciate you coming in. Welcome. Yeah, so for those coming in, the topic is super teams in the NBA. Are you a fan or not? And if you had creative control over the entire league, would you make changes or keep it as is? So one-sided, pay women the same as they pay men.
No, they can't do that. No, they can't do it. So the woman, I understand, why they felt this way. The women do not bring the viewership that the men do. Let's just keep it 100. They don't bring the viewership, and they don't bring the ticket money. So they're not going to ever pay the woman.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, that's why I don't watch the WNBA. I mean, it's just, like I said, no disrespect to the women and stuff like that, but like I said, it's just not that competitive, because the minute that one of those girls get fouled really hard, it's turned into Love and Hip Hop within a matter of seconds. Like someone, like they're going to really fight.
Now you're being disrespectful.
I'm just saying. I mean,
the reason they can't dunk. That's there's no alley oops. You don't see nobody getting dunked on. The crossovers look slow as hell. Like, sure, in real life, all of them will bust my ass in basketball. In real life, but when you watch it on TV, you be looking like, you know what, I could take her. You dig?
Yeah. So they play
it's just not the same.
They play very synchronized too. Like you don't see anybody really trying to go all out and razzle dazzle and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's too structured. It looks the same.
It just like I said, it just doesn't look like I don't watch them and say like, damn, I can't even do that. Like I ain't even mess with that. You know what I mean? You
Blake
never watch it and say
Griffin.
that to yourself.
Yeah, everything that that they can do, we can do. Just 10 times better. Like I put it like this: if the WNBA was like how it was back in the day with the NBA, where it was like really more innovative, and they were more entertaining and stuff. Like if you saw girls like really dunking on each other and stuff like that, and trash talking and getting fouled and not getting kicked out for flagrant 1 and 2 and stuff like that, oh yeah, I would definitely watch it. But I mean, it's just for me, it's not entertaining enough to keep my attention. That's all I'm saying. Keeping up with the Griffins, what's going on? The league definitely needs more black owners. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like if we had that, then for sure, it would be way more entertaining and way more competitive. Marion said the older players will just retire. Yeah, they're all getting to that point where they need to just call it quits because they're not doing the same. I mean, the only reason why people like LeBron James gets so much praise and stuff because he works on his body. He spends $1 million on his body during the off season. So that's the reason why he's still able to do what he's doing. He's still able to get up and dunk and block shots and jump out of the stadium and all that stuff like that because, like I said, he takes care of
just to work on his body.
Huh?
Hey, that's how you get to play 19 years.
Yeah, he literally spends $1 million to $2 million with treatments and specialists and stuff like that. His workout sessions. Also, he can maintain his body and stuff like that. And like I said, he's still in good form and stuff. It's just the top of his head. It's just that's the problem.
I need to be more like him then.
Huh?
Yeah, you really coming for that man hairline, though.
Look, man. Look, take that other $1 million. I mean, you spending $1 million on your body. Take that other $1 million and do something with the hair.
I'm not messing with you, yo.
Look, man. Like, I wouldn't even say none of this. If I blame the people, the cameramen, I blame them for doing them zoom in shots. Because if you ever notice, like if you really pay attention to those NBA games, put the subtitles on and listen to what those commentators and everybody is saying. They are roasting the hell out of people. Even like that one game where LeBron, I think he dunked so hard that his lace front came off. And Anthony Davis was like, "Hey,
you gotta chill, bro. You gotta chill. You gotta chill." Why are you roasting this man like that?
Listen. I love LeBron, but go on YouTube and watch that. I was cracking up.
You don't.
For real, I cracked up.
You don't love LeBron, yeah.
Listen, for real. Listen, Anthony Davis, he literally was like pointing as LeBron was coming to the court. He's like, "Yo, your thing's coming off." And he was like, "Oh, you fixed it." I'm dead serious. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. After this episode is done, y'all go on YouTube and look for that clip. Anthony Davis telling LeBron your wig's falling off. I'm telling you, they do it. Even like Shaq and Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson, the ones that do the TNT segment, they be doing it too. They be roasting and saying stuff too. So it's not just me.
I know.
But I'm just saying. Sounds like you want to watch the G League. Yeah, Ski, because even the G League, like college basketball, they're more entertaining now because again, it's none of them petty fouls and all that stuff like that. And again, you got balanced players all around who are really balling. You don't see no super teams in college basketball or any of these other sports for that matter because it's balanced. The NFL, balanced. I don't watch hockey and stuff like that, but even them, they're balanced and they get to fight and like brawl out and stuff like that. They be going in. Again, like I said, I don't watch too much baseball, but like Free said, I'm almost sure that they're starting to do that too because I mean they're getting paid like ridiculous amounts of money and stuff.
Yeah, baseball. Well, the one thing baseball definitely has super teams because they don't have a salary cap. So teams, the richest teams, could pay like crazy amounts of money to get all the best players on their team. But somehow they still maintain competitiveness. Somehow I don't know how they do it, but baseball is still a competitive sport.
Absolutely.
I will say this about the NBA though, as of late, like there is more talent spread around the league as of late. There was like a good 7-8 year period where it was really hard for me to watch the league because it was just concentrated in like 3 or 4 teams. But like this year, there's a legit like 10 teams that really you're going to be interested in watching once the playoffs come around. It's going to really be like it's going to be a good time in the league right now.
Yeah, and and I'm glad you said that, for you. And it's sad. Hold on, before I say what I'm about to say real quick. Griffin said DeAndre Jordan needs to go, possibly Trevor. I forgot about Trevor Ariza. He is with them
Yeah,
too.
he's washed too. That dude's washed. He needs to go. I watched him the other night. I was like, why are you even shooting, man? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's what I mean with the Lakers. There's so many people on that roster that it's like when I watch the games, I'm like, oh snap, I forgot they had him, or I forgot that even whether they're starting five or coming off the bench, if it's due to injuries or whatever the case, it's just like they got too many people that they don't need. Send Trevor Ariza and all these, if they are going to still play, send these other players elsewhere and stuff like that. Keep, I would say, a good role player for them. Actually, two: Avery Bradley and Malik Monk. He's another one
Malik
too.
Monk is doing his thing. I'm really impressed by what he. Nah, he ain't doing all that though. He ain't all that.
The games I've been watching, Malik Monk's different.
Malik Monk, he's doing his thing, but he ain't different.
He's diff. We'll say that. we will say different. He's just diff.
Oh my gosh.
He gets the DIFF. There's only one black owner, MJ. There will be no other black owners. Face reality. See, I don't want to necessarily say that because there's other billionaires and people.
And the owner before MJ was black. Bob Johnson, the guy who used to own BET, he was black.
Exactly. So here's the thing: there are black billionaires and owners out there who could, get into it. I think. Well, I was gonna say Diddy. I think he's trying to. He's in talks.
He was trying to get an NFL franchise, but what's that guy's name? He owns the Weather Channel. It's Byron something. He's trying to own an NFL team. He's trying to own the Denver Broncos right now. So I mean, hopefully we move in that direction. But one thing about money, people don't come off their money that easy. So
they really don't, and that's the hardest thing. And then it's always a bidding war too, because.
Yeah.
The team, like a lot of black people that want to, become owners and stuff like that, they have the money, but like my aunt said, the man, they're always trying to up the prices even more. Okay, well, if you want to do this, it's going to be that, and it's like,
and then so in order to become an owner, the other owners have to agree to let you in that club. You dig? So it's not just a simple matter of actually having the money. The other owners have to actually approve that too.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's just I don't like that, I hate to say it, but race kind of plays a part in that because again, there's people 100%. that can. It's not that we won't have any other black owners. They can and do it, but again, it's like they have to have that Jordan mentality, and they gotta definitely have that same amount of money and really become a voice. That's one thing I respect about Jordan. It wasn't just what he did on the court; it's what he did off the court as well. And again, that's why he is the person that he is today and stuff like that. Same thing with LeBron too. Like, I mean, it's just a lot of the antics that he's doing right now. It's just really hard to respect. But I mean, again,
he's gonna own a team one day, though. He'll for sure.
Yeah, no question. I mean, like I say, he's the face of the franchise right now. So yeah, but we're not taking away from what he does on the court. Yes, he does his thing. But again, it's like I said, just this whole super team merger and formulation, I can't get with it. Because like I said, I come from the old school where it was competitive, where every team fought. I mean, it was to the point like this, back then, watching the regular season, it was like the playoffs started before the actual playoffs really kicked in. You had those regular games that were like, damn, like it got to the point where like we would be talking like, yo, did you see last night's game and stuff like that? Nah, and they say like, man, go back and watch it. I mean, like they really competed. They were really hungry. And then of course, when the playoffs actually were underway, the real animals came out. So that's what I mean. It's just like they got to go back to that. I do respect some of the teams that are starting to get back to that, like the Grizzlies and the Suns. They're
like I said, the NBA is starting to get to a better place. Like there's a lot of young talent. There's more spread out. We did have like the James Harden move last year got on my nerves, and then the stuff he did this year got on my nerves. The Ben Simmons stuff. So there's still, that some of that stuff going on, but there's like a lot of good young talent. And like I said, there's a legit 8 to 10 teams this year that you really want to see once the playoffs start. So
I'm definitely going to be.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, just because they're definitely keeping me engaged. Okay, my aunt said the Lakers mortgaged their team. They traded Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Contavious Caldwell Pope, and Ingram to get soft ass Anthony Davis. Thank you. That's exactly what I mean. You get rid of
And
your
Russell
core.
Westbrook, yeah. They
You get
traded
rid of
all
your
their
core
young
championship.
players to get them dudes.
Yeah, these people that are hungry, you get rid of all of them just to get players that are past their prime, and they don't still produce the same like that.
What's crazy is though Anthony Davis is in his prime, but this dude is you talk about cotton soft, bro.
Yeah,
You taking 10. You're supposed to be the second best player on your team, and you taking 10 shots. Like,
yeah, that man is dollar store bathroom tissue soft right now. Like his knees could be ashy, and he's out for like 3 months. I'm like, dude, just moisturize him and go play. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, man. I'm just saying, like, I don't like these. I call them Charmin players now. The
Charles Barkley called that man street clothes. I'll never forget that.
I do remember that because every time you see him, like when he's injured and stuff, he is dressed like like a rapper. So now with that hairstyle he got, he looks like French Montana a little bit.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
They could have waited a year later. Oh wait, my Aunt Tracy said no comparison. I mean, I don't know. They could have waited a year and got him in free agency and still would have been a young team instead of an old team. Holla at your boy Marianne. Absolutely. Again, I'm just saying, especially with a lot of young players coming in, because back then it was really hard for the young players to enter into the draft and get into the league and stuff like that. There was very few. Like, I know Kobe was definitely one of them. He came in like age 19. So, it was really tough then. But again, like now it's so much easier for these young players to get in, but it's like the league doesn't want to give them the opportunity to really shine. So now they really have to work for it. And I'm glad that they're starting to get back to how it was, because again, even though they're going to always have diehard fans, they're going to lose fans at the same time if they just start sitting here. Like, you could even see when you're watching some of these games how fans are getting frustrated when it's like, that wasn't a foul or nothing like that. It's like, come on.
Yeah, or that was a walk. That's
exactly.
Really, that's one of the things I hate. People getting away with walks right now.
You can hear the whole ambiance in the stadium where everyone is like booing and saying this and that. This is how I know it's really bad. With Russell Westbrook, every time he gets the ball and he's like, he's getting ready to shoot, you hear the fans saying, no. I'm like, yo, that's messed up. Like, you supposed to.
Yeah, they said don't shoot. I mean, bro, he's like 4 for his last 20. Like,
Yeah, that's bad.
It's not the woman. It's the woman. I hate to be harsh.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying like women got to be built like the men and stuff like that. Like, but I'm just saying, call some of these girls up, break some ankles, dunk on somebody, get up in their face and yell and roar and be like, "Look, I'm different."
Real talk. They do. They have the same competitive spirit. Like, I'm not gonna shade them in that way, but athletically, they just don't have the same abilities. Like, I'm not amazed by some of the things I see them do. That's. I have to be honest with myself about it.
I'm not. You haven't watched WNBA? I haven't watched.
I watch a WNBA. I've watched WNBA.
I don't. I'll be honest. The DBF. What's DBF? L2. Jules said y'all disrespectful. No, listen. I'm not disrespectful. Let me tell you something about the NBA. They're disrespectful towards
I'm just straightforward. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just blunt, straightforward.
WNBA.
What did you say, Daniel?
Skylar Diggins is the only person I know that play on the WNBA.
No, Skylar Diggins,
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker,
girl, Lindsay Cambridge. I think
Lisa Leslie. She's like, for a while, she was like the face.
I know Lisa Leslie.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm just mentioning people that I know, like, that.
Elena Deladon, she can ball. Diana Taurasi can ball.
Yeah.
Maya Moore could ball when she was balling, but like I said, I watch a WNBA. Like, I respect it. But
Sue Bird, she's another one.
Yeah, Sue Bird. Yeah, Sue Bird was a dope player. Like, there were some dope players, but it doesn't keep you wanting more because, like I said, you're not amazed. I like to play basketball, which is why I'm sort of more of like a basketball junkie. And so, when the NBA's done, I'm going to check out the WNBA just to get my fix. but she mad at the way we talking. But I just gotta keep it real. They're not as athletically impressive as the people in the NBA. It's just the reality of the situation. We just got to
Exactly.
keep it real. We can't like be afraid to just talk, real with each other. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what this platform is about. It's about giving the real and allowing people to really voice their opinion without anybody criticizing or judging and stuff. Like, okay, I remember this is how I know like the NBA really doesn't have any respect for the WNBA. When they did that commercial and they had all the different all-stars coming on that were saying, oh, I think it was like Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, they had Jimmy Butler, all these other players, Kyrie Irving, they were like saying, oh, I love the WNBA and they're huge talents and I learn something from every day. I'm sitting there watching that laughing. I'm like, all of y'all are lying. Y'all asses off. Y'all lying. No, y'all don't watch it. Even Steph Curry. He
you
talking about
taking
learn
it too
something from him.
far.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you take it too far. Nah, real talk, dog. If you're like a basketball junkie, like I'm a basketball junkie, so sometimes like I watch the WNBA to get my fix of basketball. You dig? I'm sure
Yeah.
Steph Curry watches the WNBA to get his fix of basketball. Like, you go and take and right. I respect their abilities,
No, I do
but
too. But I'm just
I'm
saying,
not
like,
gonna like. I'm not gonna. I would never pay for a WNBA ticket. Like I'm gonna keep it 100. I wouldn't because
yeah.
I'm not impressed by what they're doing, but I respect it.
And yeah, I'm the same way. Like, look, I'm not throwing no shade, but like I said, it's just not entertaining enough for me to go and like I said, if they were doing what they're doing in the NBA, like the old school and stuff, oh yeah, absolutely, I definitely would go to the games and stuff like that. Like if they were like and like just to answer your question, Tracy, yes, they do dunk, but it's like those really laid back basic dunks and stuff like that. It's like I want to see like
I mean,
windmills and I want to
yeah,
see
like
somebody get like
who is it?
posterized.
Brittany Griner. I've seen Brittany Griner dunk in like plenty of games, but
Yeah. Like the same way, like how we talk about like Ja Moran and some of these other players and stuff like that. Who's the one that he's like athletic as hell on the Charlotte Hornets?
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges.
That
That's
guy's ridiculous.
that
Is he in
look.
the dunk contest this year?
I hope he is. I hope so. I think it's
I
supposed to
forgot.
be.
You gotta look at the lineup.
I'm gonna check. But I know Ja Morant. I think if I'm not mistaken, because they showed him practicing and stuff. I hope Miles Bridges does it. But that's what I mean. People like those guys, that are doing those crazy windmill dunks. I mean, cocking it
Who
all the
else
way
is there?
back, and like that's what I mean. Like, do that type of stuff. They do dunk, but it's a basic dunk.
Nah.
They
But bruh, we do. You gotta respect them, though. They're good
yeah.
players. I
Hey,
will
look,
say that we gotta respect.
I respect them. They doing their thing. They getting their money, all of that. But it's just agreeing with what you said. Like I wouldn't pay to go see it. It's not entertaining enough to keep my attention. But yes, they're doing their thing. I'm not throwing no shade at it. But
All
for
right,
me, it's
back to
just
the
like
super teams, bro.
I'm just
I don't want to trash that.
I'm not trying. I'm just being real. According to Gary Payton, the 2003-2004 Lakers team were actually the original super team. The Lakers squad was comprised of 4 future Hall of Famers. Yeah, yeah. But they weren't the original though. As far as like I said, from back in the day, the original ones that really started it all that you don't mention because again, it was from like years ago, was the Celtics back when they had Bill Russell. Because they went on 8. He has 11 championships. For those who don't know Bill Russell, he has the most out of everybody in NBA history. But there was one point in time where for 8 straight years they won, and they dominated.
You gotta remember, and there was I think less than 10 teams at the time. It was, what I mean, all the best players were on their team. So
She said, "Stop hating on the
I was telling you, man. You was going a little too hard on my
Hey,
man's hair.
look, if I get to that point, I'm going bald. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it at that. Say Kanye's about to buy a team. That would be good.
Yeah,
That
he
would be
ain't
good. If again, like Jay-Z,
No,
I think he's trying to. Isn't he trying to buy a
he's
team?
not.
That was NFL too,
now
right?
you're trying to buy a team.
He ain't buying a team.
You don't think so?
No, he ain't buying a team.
He did. He started the Good
He
Sports or
started
something
an
like that.
agency. Yeah, that's cool. Start agency. He ain't buying a team.
I mean, he should though. I mean,
I know, but we just talked about the owners got to get in there. Byron Allen, that's the guy's name. Yes, he's trying to buy a team. That's the guy who owns the Weather Channel. He's trying to buy the Denver Broncos. Like, hopefully that can go down.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you do have those other people that, are co-owners. Like I think Usher, I know he has like co-ownership of one of the teams. I forgot which one. I know Bow Wow, same thing for him. There's a couple people. They just don't have enough money to actually like become the full owners like how Jordan is and stuff like that with the Charlotte Hornets. But they are making the attempts, but it's just like I said, it's just tough because they're not really giving them the opportunities like they should. What's going on, Legendary Beauty? Appreciate you coming in. It's a white boy club, no offense. It is. It is.
Yeah. We'll see if things could change.
The Lakers still didn't win with all of them on there. They're not going to win because, again, you know what it is.
Now, she's talking about that 2014.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, there's other super teams too that failed. They tried to do one with the Houston Rockets where they did Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, and James Harden, and again, it didn't fail. One thing that people don't realize is
they did the same thing. Remember with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo?
Yeah, that exact same thing. So there were other super teams, but the reason you don't know too much about them is because they came and went. They realized that okay, they're not going to last because the main thing that they don't have, and this is what a lot of teams need to understand, it's about chemistry. You gotta have chemistry. Everybody on that team needs to be in sync with each other. Everyone has to be clicking. Everyone has to have the same mindset. And that's how you have to go in and approach the game. If you don't have that, you're not going to go very far. It don't matter how many people you put together. It has to work. It has to click.
Yeah, there's got to be chemistry, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And just like what Free and Daniel and them said, the reason why you see, teams like the Grizzlies and the Suns and all of them dominating, the reason why they're the top in the league and stuff like that is because they're clicking on all cylinders. Everybody is in sync. Everybody is making it work. They're not, they're putting egos and all that other BS to the side because it's the thing. It's like, and it shouldn't even be about the money. They're all getting money. Even those ones that sit on the bench and fill up the Gatorade and pass it out to the people in the audience and stuff, they're making money. Everyone in that league is making money. So it's like, put that to the side and focus on what's more important. Go and get in this championship, making a name for yourself. Who wants to form a super team knowing you're going to lose? And then when you got to go home, you got an empty trophy case with nothing in there. And all you got is your accolades from when you were in college and all that. Like, that's good. But it's like you're in the NBA for all these years. You have nothing to show for it because you want to form a super team. Come on. No, I want my trophy case to be like, look at Jordan and Kobe and all of them and stuff. Again, rest in peace. But, like, these guys have stuff to show for it. MVPs, multiple championships. Again, Jordan has a legacy. No one will ever do what Jordan did. Back-to-back three-piece like that, no one. The Lakers got close. Back when they had Kobe and Shaq and stuff like that. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Kobe got close. But because he had the three-peat and then he had the one where he went back-to-back. So he was very close. That's why he's, baby Jordan. But now, no one's going to do that. But see, that's what I mean, though. It's that competitive, hungry nature. And even like Charles Barkley and all these other analysts that you see now that are retired and they're going into like commentary, they're all saying the same thing. Like, we were hungry. We wanted it. We didn't want to team up with Jordan. We wanted to beat Jordan. We didn't want to team up with the bad boy Pistons. We wanted to beat them. Again, like Nas said, in order to be the best, you got to challenge the best. And in order to be the best, you want to stand out from the rest. That's how it goes. You don't want to formulate and join them. When me and Free used to play back in the day, yeah, we teamed up when we were doing 5-on-5s. But whenever we did 1-on-1s, it wasn't like, I wanted to beat Free. I didn't want to,
didn't happen a lot.
Look, I got my wins now, and maybe not as many. Like I said, you were an animal. I give you your flowers. You did your thing. You made me work. But again, the whole more of what I'm saying is, like, playing against you and seeing what you did and stuff like that, it pushed me to want to get better. It didn't push me to be like, hey, Free, so how can I be like you? Do I got to tie my shoes too? Like, nah, I'm going to keep my shoes tied and do what I got to do to beat you. And when I did, I felt good about myself. So, but that's what I mean. That it's that competitive, hungry nature. Nah, okay, yeah, we'll go team up with Free and Daniel and stuff like that. We gonna go win it. No, man. Look, like, it's one thing if we got traded and we came to the same team and we got to work together. That's one thing. But like I said, I'm trying to beat you. I'm trying to be as good as you to beat you. not just
Yeah.
team up with you and not learn anything. So I can't rock with that.
Yo, Jake, I
Yeah.
gotta. It's about time for me to sign off. Though,
All right, man.
got my family time. It was great combo,
Absolutely.
bro.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
let
Absolutely,
me know
man.
when the next one going down. I'm in here, bro.
Every other Thursday,
All
I do
right,
these and stuff because I use that time in between to research and get everything set up for the next episode, which I will
all
be
right,
announcing what it'll be. But yeah, do your thing, man. I appreciate you coming
bro.
in and
All
rocking out.
right,
All right,
all right.
take
Till
care.
next time, bro.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right,
Salute. Said
salute.
no, they don't. Yeah, I know they don't. I know they don't. Um, Griffin said Toscana, Obi, Green, and Cole Anthony in the dunk contest. Oh, okay. No Miles Bridges this time. He should have been in it. Oh, yeah, he should. He should. Him and Ja Morant need to be in it. But Ja, he said he's not going to do it unless, people actually are going to really compete. But I hope they make it interesting. I definitely want to see it this time around. They're not electrifying. Who's not electrifying, ING? But yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm glad, the league is starting to wake up. I'm glad they're starting to, see that okay, this little super team experimentation is just not working. I think they got to see it, especially with the Lakers. That should be proof in the pudding that this is not going to work and that they need to break that team up and send all these other players to other teams that where they can really utilize their talent and do their thing and stuff like that. Because again, it's going to become, as much as they don't want to say it, it's going to become egotistical. It's going to get to the point where, everyone wants to do their thing, but they really can't because everyone else is trying to shine. That's the problem with the Lakers right now. You got Westbrook and Dwight Howard and LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They're all trying to get that shine and stuff like that, and they can't do it. It was so much better when Russell Westbrook was with the Oklahoma City Thunder before he started jumping all around to all these different teams. And, that's the reason he won the MVP because he got people together. He did his thing. He was dominating. And it wasn't about trying to, join this person and join that person. Like, he worked hard and did his thing. And, and he got more credentials because of it. Like you're only going to get but so much if you just try to make everything look like an all-star game every single day. That's why the all-star event is a once a year type of thing. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be every single day because it's going to start to lose interest. It gets to the point now where I don't even watch the NBA as much as I used to. I'm still a fan because I love it so much. I'm loyal to the soil, but it's really hard for me to watch it now when they're doing this. So if they start going back to their original roots and what they were normally doing, how they did back in the day, having that chemical balance with all the players and the teams, it's going to be more entertaining. And look, I don't want y'all to think I'm throwing shade against the WNBA. I'm not. I'm like I said, I'm just not a big fan like that. I mean, I just want it to be as entertaining as the NBA, because I mean, like I said, you don't see too many highlights. And then that's another thing too with the WNBA. That season is really, really short too. If they had the same elements as the NBA, I would definitely watch it for sure. But yeah, it's definitely no shade to the WNBA and no shade to LeBron either. Like I said, I am a LeBron fan, but come on. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm a realist. The man needs to do something with that hair. You're a billionaire. Come on, do something. Like, I mean, it ain't karma, none of that stuff like that. Because, like I said, I will definitely go bald if I know it gets to that time. I'm not going to sit here and rock the crater look or whatever you want to call that. Because I mean, it looks crazy. He shouldn't have to get lace fronts and wigs and all that. Like, just go bald. Nothing wrong with it. If your hair is falling or it's
George
losing,
Jefferson.
exactly. Yeah, you don't want the George Jefferson and the George Costanza because then they're gonna really be like, okay, LeBron needs to retire. And like I said, it's not taking nothing away from his skills because he is still a beast. He's still dominant. But I mean, come on. And don't get mad at me. You blame those people, those camera people that zoom in on his hair and crack jokes. They're the real villains. They're the ones that have karma coming back to them, not me. I'm just talking about what they do because they're not here to actually, tell their side and why they do it. BMF, what's going on? Appreciate you coming
If he
in.
can pay all that money to work on his body, why don't he use that money to work on his hair?
Thank you. What he said. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. You want to do all this? Do something with this. Come on. at least get a Sharpie, or I don't know, like I said, something jet black.
Yeah,
Yeah, Griffin said, I think a good way to balance the league out would be to have a list of top 50 players, and no team can have more than 2 players that are on the top 50 list. These super teams are getting crazy. Thank you. Thank you. My thoughts exactly. That's how they should do it. Like you said. And I said the same thing too. Balance it out. Even what's that thing that they're doing now, Griffins? They have that top 75. Take those 75 players, because it's what, 32 teams in the league or 30? I'm not exactly sure what the number is. I know it's 30 or 32. It's somewhere in that ballpark figure. But yeah, you have what, 75 people that are still in the league, that are still active. Divide that 75 up amongst those 30 teams and do it that way, and send 2 all-stars to every single team and just do it like that. Easy. There's a ball spot. Your future stock. Come on, Auntie. You gonna do that? Really? Come on now. Look, I'm the same age as LeBron. We were born the same year, but I'm not balding.
Oh, y'all was born the same year.
Yeah, he's December of 1984. I'm August 1984. We are the same age. I'm not balding.
Same age.
You know why that's happening is because he's stressed out. He's stressed out because he's doing all the super team formulation and it's not working. It's just not. And he's realizing that, and that's why he's, breaking away and going to all these other teams and stuff like that. Look, right after the Cleveland Cavaliers, no, I'm sorry, when he's with the Miami Heat, when they dominated, they had back-to-back championships. Those last couple years when he was with the team, yeah, he made it to the finals during his time with Miami, but he ended up losing. And
so
it got
stressful.
There
when he played with Miami, you were there.
Yeah. And, he started losing. And then what happened? I mean, actually, you know what happened? He made a promise that he was going to bring a championship back to Cleveland. And that's why he ended up leaving ultimately. But, it was frustrating because, again, when you're not winning as much, now the teams start to break up. Nothing ever lasts forever. So he went back to Cleveland. He did. He kept his promise. He won the championship. And that rivalry with Golden State, that coming back from that 3-1, that was epic. I watched that from start to finish. That was amazing. But yeah. And then, after that, he kind of to fall back a little bit and, get more relaxed. And then, yeah, he went to the Lakers and stuff like that. Yes, he brought them another championship, which was good. But now he's too comfortable. But see, the thing is, he's stressed because if you notice, these teams are making him work too hard. Honestly, look at the Cleveland Cavaliers after that championship when they tried to form that super team. Even with all those players, they were still making LeBron do everything. They even got like parodies and jokes about it and everything like that. Watch that one that they have on Saturday Night Live where they were talking about the new Cleveland Cavaliers. And they were like, yeah, we make LeBron do everything. And then each player, it was all different comedians. And they were talking about, yeah, I don't do much, but I'm here to give LeBron that Chris hot five every time he dunks. I'm here to clean up LeBron's sweat. It's like, come on. Like, you're making this man do everything. That's why he's stressed out. That's why he's balding. Same thing with the Lakers and stuff. Even with all those people on that super team, they're making him still do everything. Have you ever looked at statistics after the games are over on ESPN? Watch the Lakers statistics and stuff when the games are over. You'll see LeBron will have like 40. Okay, maybe 30 points. That's what he's averaging right now. Everyone else, Russell Westbrook has 6 points. Anthony Davis has 10. DeAndre Jordan, 2 points off of coming in for just 1 minute. It's bad. That's what I like. One person should not have to do it all, especially if you're going to form a super team. You're still making that one person do everything, and that's why I don't respect it, because it's not fair. It's not fair to him or other people on these other super teams that they're forced to have to do all of it. Kevin Durant, he's another one too. Let's not forget him. He's another one that's like balding badly, and he's not even that old either. But again, it's that stress of having to do it all sometimes and just realizing, okay, this just doesn't work. That's all it is. I'm just being real. Again, it's a stress thing, because think about it. Before, when LeBron was on these other teams that were balanced out, you didn't see him going bald. Now look, and everybody's saying, oh, Father Time is catching up to him and stuff. Father Time is catching up to Kevin Durant and all of that. I'm just saying, that's what it is. I'm a realist. I pay attention to these things. So it's not shade being thrown. I'm just saying, look at it. They're making these players work too hard. That's why LeBron started doing the super team stuff, because like they're trying to make him do it all. He can't do it all. Even Jordan couldn't do it all. Jordan needed help, but
They
he
said the
had a
same thing about
balanced team.
Shaquille.
Huh?
They said the same thing about Shaquille. Father Time was catching up to him.
Same thing with Shaquille. You know, he was getting all bloated and fat and stuff like that, you know, passing gas up and down the court and stuff like that. You can't make people like that try to do it all. And you can't think forming a super team is going to suffice either, because it just doesn't work. It's not working for the Lakers. They're getting ready to break all of that up very soon. It's not working for the Brooklyn Nets. Like I said, they just got rid of James Harden. Well, I didn't want to say they got rid of him. James Harden wanted to leave. But, you know, we already talked about that. That's just, he has that mind state. When things aren't going his way, he acts like a little baby and he's ready to demand a trade and stuff like that. And then he literally repeats history all over. Every team he goes to, he does the same exact thing. Yes, he does his
Chris
thing.
Bosh.
Huh?
It sounds like Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh did that? I don't know. I really didn't follow him as much.
They called him a crybaby.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah, the top 75 Griffins. Yeah, I agree, but it's not. It's not fair to them, and it's not fair to people like that, like LeBron and Kevin Durant and all those other players who have to work twice as hard. Same thing, like we said, with Damian Lillard with the Blazers. Like, don't put these guys in a position to where they have to do it all. Balance out that team. Balance these teams out. Think about it. Every team that was balanced out properly, they always either went far. Even if they didn't necessarily win the championship, they went far in the league. They made it to the playoffs. They dominated. They made it hard for their opponents. Like, that's all I'm saying. Just go back to the essence of what it used to be. Go back to basics. That's the thing. They're too lazy now. They all got their money. They're comfortable. They feel like they don't have to do anything. Then they just got to go back to the basics, especially if you're going to continue to stay in this league and keep people entertained. You got to go back to when it was fun again, you know? And honestly, if they stop thinking so much about trying to do these super teams and all this stuff like that, they'll go much further and they'll definitely win. You know, look at the Grizzlies right now. The reason I point them out so much is because they're a young team, they're balanced, and they're going far. They're going to go far. And you hear these analysts and commentators saying too, like they're only a few years in, but they're going to be a force to reckon with. And a lot of these other teams, the Phoenix Suns, the Chicago Bulls, the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks just won last year. You saw that. They're balanced. They're dominant. And, you know, once playoffs come in, you know, the animal really comes out. The teams get hungry. The ones that really, truly want to win, they show themselves that they want it. You got to want it. These super teams, they don't want it. They think, okay, we're just going to get all these people together and we're guaranteed to win the chip. No, not going to happen. Sorry. So, all you Lakers fans out there, if you thought this was the year, y'all better go back to basics when y'all had all those core players and you just had LeBron and Anthony Davis, you know, man in the helm. You'll win then, but you're not going to win right now with all these people who need to retire and call it quits. That's just what it is. So hopefully they wake up. Real talk, Kaylee badly needs some serious grooming, a good haircut, shave, and some Vaseline. Honestly, yeah, definitely. You know, even if they just cut it down real low, you know, get like a skin tight type of haircut, even that would work. Or again, just go bald. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, hey, it's a lot of people rocking the bald look. It's the thing now. It's the new wave. Shade, you know, look, I'm ain't about throwing shade. I'm keeping it real. Like I said, if I get to that point, I'm going either skin tight or I'm going bald. But that's it. I'm gonna just leave it at that. But like I said, I still do have respect for LeBron and KD and, you know, everyone else, but we got to change it up. We definitely got to change it up and get back to how it used to be. But more importantly, like you guys said, and I do agree with this, we definitely need white America to stop, you know, making it a racial thing. Let some of these black owners and entrepreneurs who have money come in and take ownership. You know, again, don't use this color to disregard them and say, okay, no, like, no, you can't be in this league with us. Well, you know, we're the only big boys out here. No, there's a lot of people out here really doing it big and getting that money. Let them come in and let them show you what they can do and what they're capable of doing. And I guarantee if they do that, things will be a lot different. Like I said, look at Michael Jordan and the Charlotte Hornets. They're doing it right now. You know, in the beginning, not so much because they were still kind of revamping everything. They were still in the rebuilding stages, but they're doing it though. They're doing it now, and like I said, they're a problem. They're another good team too. Again, these teams that are balancing it out, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Miami Heat, same thing. Basically all the top teams, the Chicago Bulls that are dominating right now, look at their roster, balanced. One or two all-star players, A-list type celebrities, whatever you want to call them, and really, really good key role players that are coming in that on a good night, even a bad night, you still know they're going to perform and they're going to give you a good 15, 20 points, sometimes even more, depending on what team they're playing. But that's just what it is, though. You got anything else you want to add in, D?
Yeah. Why do people lose and they go and they switch teams all the time every time they lose?
That is the $1,000,000 question. I don't know. They're poor sports, honestly. That's really what it is. Just poor sports. They think, okay, you know what? Let me get all my best friends together and we'll be able to definitely, dominate and, win all across the board. It's
You
just,
can't
it's
win
not.
everything.
Like I said, chemistry is the biggest thing that you have to have. If the chemistry is not there, you're not going anywhere. That's just real talk. You're not. Again, all those teams I just mentioned that don't have big names, people like that, they're dominating because, like I said, chemistry, it's there. They're all in the laboratory working together. No one's above anyone else. No one's, making it an egotistical thing or being cocky and all that stuff like that. They're going out there, they're playing their game, and they're letting their game speak for itself. That's what they have to do. So that's what it is. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and conclude right here. I do appreciate all of you for coming through. Big shout out to each and every one of y'all continuing to come in and support this podcast and everything I got going on with it. Tune in 2 weeks from this Thursday, episode 5. This is probably going to be the biggest one of them all. We're going to be talking about the battle between Xbox and PlayStation. Who you ride with? So be on the lookout for that episode and future episodes to come. Episode 6, I'm going to do
be there for that.
There's a couple people that I know that I've been talking to, friends, family, and followers that are like, yeah, we definitely
I know Leo said he's
going
to be there for that too.
Huh?
I said I know Leo's gonna be there for that too.
Oh, Leo from House of X.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more into like the old school retro games. But I'm sure. Whoever's a gamer, come on in, because like I said, it's going to be big. It's going to definitely be epic. I know my cousin Travis. He was like, "Oh, I'm in there," because he's a diehard Xbox fan. A couple people that I know are Xbox fans, and then there's others who I know are diehard PlayStation fans. But it's definitely going to be one that you are not going to want to miss. So I do appreciate it. If you guys want to drop your links and stuff, connect with everybody before I wrap this up, go ahead and do so. But like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Anytime I go live, come through, kick your feet up and relax. You guys already know what it is. My home is your home. And again, I appreciate you guys for the views, the comments, the love. Like I said, we're now 4 episodes in, well over 500 plus views. It is a big, big accomplishment for me. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for allowing me to keep this going. And thank you all for just playing your part and coming in and helping make this podcast, a success. Even though, we're still in the early stages, you guys are making it happen. So, I truly, truly appreciate it. She's a cancel Comcast. Let them know, Auntie. Let them know. Awesome debate. Thank you. Thank you. We need to stop expecting Caucasians to do anything for us. Hey, yeah. That's why I say, what's that? Hold up. The championship. I don't know what that got to do with the topic, but okay. Yeah, absolutely, Auntie. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. We need more unification. We need more of our people to come together and stop bringing each other down and trashing one another. It's like, look, like elevate and grow and, let's put it all together. We need chemistry. Just like how, these teams in the NBA have these balanced teams. It should be the same thing in real life. Chemistry. Let's come together instead of making it egotistical and shunning the next person and bringing this person down. You know how much more of an impact you'll have when you just get people that have the same mindset as you to come around and do what's needed for all of us to grow and rise and shine like the sun. That's all it's about. Again, like this should be the super team right here of people that are all doing the exact same thing and have sheer God-given talent and abilities to go out there in the world and make something of themselves and put everyone else in a position to where we all can grow. You grow, I grow, therefore we grow. And in return, we'll be a championship type team because we have what? Chemistry and balance. That's what you have to have. It's enough players with wealth to do it. Exactly. It's not even just players. It could be anybody, anyone. But again, it starts with, having a positive mindset to do it. Yeah. Picture that, balancing teams. Yeah, balancing teams in sports and in the real world too. Like it's too much negativity and corruption going around. Like put it all together so that we all can do this. And again, this is something that I've been preaching for a long time. Again, you'll have fun doing it too. That's what people don't realize. You got to find the fun in it. The reason why so many people struggle to grow and build is because they're not finding the fun and enjoyment. If you do what you love, trust me, like you'll see it through. Honestly, if these players really love the spirit of competition, I'm telling you, it would be so much different. It would be like how it was back in the day, for real. Like they would really, just go out there and compete at the highest level to definitely do their thing and really race to see who's going to be that one team to win it all. And it should be the same thing in life. If you really want to win it all, you got to get the right team around you to help you get to the promised land. It's just that easy. Domo and Nini, what's going on? Appreciate you coming in. Welcome. We're actually going to be wrapping up soon, but I do appreciate you guys stopping by. When I played ball, you couldn't pick the players on the opposing team. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. Come together when it's the all-star game. That's the only time, you should ever see the super teams. Because like I said, that's a one-time thing. It's a year-round thing that they do. It's cool. It's entertaining. All the stars, celebrities, everybody's going to come out, do your thing. But it should not be on a daily basis in the regular season and in the playoffs. Because like I said, it's just not fair. I've even watched segments where other players that, are on these bad teams are like lashing out because they're just like, yo, like this is not fair. Some of these same people that you're bringing to these teams to form this one big alliance, you could be bringing them over here so that we can do our thing. But, it does kind of have some pros and cons to it because honestly, those same teams that don't have any type of all-star caliber players or don't have a super team, they do have to get better. Like my friend Joel said, you have to get better. I mean, you shouldn't want to lose on a consistent basis. You shouldn't want to go start the new season off and you have a record of 4 wins and 60 losses. No, you got to want to get better. Again, don't make it about the money. The money's going to come. Get out here and do what you love and enjoy it. And, if you love it, others are going to love it. That's the problem with a lot of these teams. You can see they don't really love what they do. It's just about the money. They feel like, okay, we made it. I don't have to do anything else. I can just kick back. It's whatever. No. Continue to keep entertaining and keep pushing and doing what you love, because only then you're going to really get the true respect that you deserve so you can really elevate and grow. Blackwell should unite. It could be a force to reckon with. It could, Auntie. It could. But again, it starts up here. All up here. You got to want to do it. You got to be hungry for it. If you're not, I mean, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to take off. Again, you got to stop overthinking it and just do it and apply it. Again, that's the problem with these teams. They're just too busy overthinking it. Like, what if we add this person, add that person? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that we could definitely do it then. And, we'll we'll get all these players, we'll come together, we're guaranteed to win the championship. Not realizing like it is a failed experiment. It's a recipe for disaster before it even really begins. So that's all it is. Always, fam. Yes, you're right. Unite, unite. Absolutely, absolutely. But yes, I am going to end it right there. I thank you all for coming in. Big shout out to my boy Free. Big shout out to Daniel. I keep pointing this way. I don't know why I'm doing it. Got to get used to this camera setup. Daniel, I appreciate you coming in. Free, I don't know if he's still like lurking in or watching. I appreciate you coming in as well. And I appreciate all of you, in the live chats that are coming in and continuing to support this platform. Like I said, I do this for y'all. Y'all give me the keys to drive and keep going. So thank y'all. So I'm going to keep pushing, and like I said, just be on the lookout for future episodes. Episode 5, PlayStation versus Xbox. Episode 6, I will be doing a poll on my community tab. So I'm going to have a bunch of different topics, and I want you guys to pick what the theme for episode 6 will be about. So that'll be coming up very soon after I do episode 5. So be on the lookout for that. And always remember, y'all, peace, love, positivity, and prosperity. Always, even though, we laugh and we joke and we have fun and stuff like that, again, we still have to have peace and love always, because that's what makes this world go around. So until next time, it's your boy signing off. Love y'all. Take care. Peace. Gone. Oh, and one last thing. Anybody that wants debate table merch, hit me up through Instagram at J2 the Street Artist. You can hit me up through YouTube as well, or if you have my contact information, you can actually get it off of my Instagram too. My phone number and my email. Hit me up if you guys want some merch. I'll definitely get it shipped out to you. Just let me know. What were you saying, D? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I thought you were adding more to it. But yeah, let me know. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you on the next episode. This is the debate table.